Nature isn't as quiet as you think it is. It is loud, so incredibly loud, but not in the way you're familiar with. Not with the growls and snarls of animals, the sound of the wind whirling, or even the waves crashing upon the sand. It speaks and it sings in every little breath and movement. When the stars twinkle, it's music. The knot in a tree, a single message of the trunk's thoughts and memories. Every ocean current, a murmur of the path it has yet to take. And all of these small intricacies of the world press upon me, willing me to lend my ears to their thoughts and desires, their life and their future. It's overwhelming. And yet, if I had to turn my back on the song that follows my every step, that rocks me to sleep as I slumber beneath the night sky, only emptiness awaits. I'd be falling back into a hollow life, straining for something that is always just beyond my reach. And so I'm here, blooming with the melody that grows every day, continuing to listen to the song that guides me until I'm able to play along. And one day, I'll compose my own aria to sing amongst the stars.
There is a great war emerging, a war between righteousness and evil, the light and the darkness, between the truth and the lies. As this great war wages right beneath the surface, it threatens to drown whom it touches. The war for my soul threatens to tear me apart. The truth of the great Triton protector has shown me the lies of a false god who deceived my tribe, the Nalos. Now they remain manipulated by the lies and isolated from the other Tritons. Within my body, the light of Prasanna ignites a great flame, but I have been touched by the darkness of the Shadowfell. The divine light and the shadows have given me the blessings to use my powers to help and defend the individuals of this world. May my mind, heart, and soul be filled with righteousness and not fully engulfed in the evils that have influenced my people. May I have the strength to face my indiscretions of my past and save the Nalos from certain death. May I find balance through this war, to use my love and the pain that I have endured to protect the very people that mean the world to me. For my new tribe, my new family. This war remains, but I will fight it gladly until I become one with the protector of the infinite seas, Proximus.
Hey! Hi! I don't have time for this. No offense, very busy. Hand me that red flask. The one on the left. Your other left. Oh, it's Winnie, sea scavenger extraordinaire. Shouldn't she be scavenging? Yes, I should. But no, there's things out there. Star things. Powerful things. World-changing things that need to be investigated. There's something... Jeffrey, don't eat that. Something I know I knew. There's so much I don't remember. Don't know. I have to relearn it. But how? So, I'm here, experimenting. Trying not to set the ship on fire. I don't even know what I'm looking for, exactly. Can a star be created? Can you get close to making a star? How do you reverse engineer the biggest magical object you've ever come across when you don't even have it anymore? See, I'm really good at the questions, but all I'm finding so far are more of them and no answers. Well, and a potion that makes you, really strong, but that's not what I wanted. Hey, do you... No, Jeffrey, don't eat that!
The freedom was what I was searching for. I found it in the crumbled remains of a statue. I found it in the sails of a stolen warship. I found it in a spark. Or a flame, rather. But I know it's not real. The shadows that wither and watch at night remind me of that. Each soul that I've marked in order to protect others reminds me. It all reminds me that I wasn't strong enough to stand on my own. I couldn't escape without selling my soul to an even worse evil. Or what was left of my soul anyways. It wants to consume all it can. All the power that Domaris has to offer, all the life that it can take. I can't let it take any more than it already has, any more than I've already given. I will not be the reason that this world ends. Come hell or high water, this can only end one way. Because I have too much to lose if it doesn't. I can't lose it all again. I won't lose it all again. Not this time, you fickle fit bastards.
I shall not see a world that will be dear to me. Woods without fruit, fishless seas. I am Fiach of the Rowan. Trouble's coming, and as per usual, I have to be right in the middle of it. Guess it's what I signed on for. Not that I had much choice in the matter.
Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lore you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Hey everybody, we are live.
Ahoy and welcome to Horizon's Call, everybody. We have had, it's a day. It sure is a day. It's a weekend. We've had a number of technical issues, but we are here. We are happy to be here.
Yeah,
and
we
we're
are.
happy to have you all with us. So thank you for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and go around and have these people introduce themselves as I typically do. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name's Derek. I use he, him pronouns. I am your GM for the wonderful game of Horizon's Call in the oceanic world of Domaris. I am your guiding compass as we navigate these treacherous seas. All the more treacherous this week as we are sailing into an eternal storm. But that's not a big deal. I wouldn't worry about it. It's probably nothing. Anyway, I want to say that if you enjoy this game, if you enjoy this cast, which honestly, how could you not? These are fantastic people. You can always support them through our Pally. It's pally.gg. You can see it in the chat. Anything you give there gets evenly distributed amongst these lovely people based on shares, and it doesn't take the cut that Twitch does. So if you think about giving, if you have to give through Twitch, it's appreciated. It goes directly towards the channel. It helps us pay for licenses, all that kind of stuff. Please consider instead giving through Pally. It supports these people, and you can also impact this game. You can give advantages. You can give crits. You can give black spots, which are just a little bit extra. Makes things just a little bit extra difficult for these folks. So definitely consider that. And also, I should note that we do have a couple of affiliates. We have affiliates that I should note. So if you are looking for any discount codes for some amazing products from small businesses, please consider shopping at Friday Tees, where you can use code Sword and Key, all one word, all caps, for 10% off of your order. They have just countless tees. I tried counting at one point and I fell asleep because I got too tired. So definitely check out Friday Tees. You can use that discount code for almost anything that you find online. I don't know if you can use it in store, but you can at least use it online. So check out that. And we are a new affiliate of Greenleaf Geek, who makes incredible dice sets. They make TTRPG accessories. There's pins, there's stickers, there's resin artwork, resin jewelry, lots of really cool stuff that you can find there. That code is sword and key all caps, but with underscores in between the words, so sword underscore and underscore key. And if you use that code, again, 10% off of your order with a $15 minimum purchase. But that is really easy to do. You will guaranteed to find your 10 new favorite dice sets. You know, if you're getting a new character, they deserve new dice. It's just how it works. So please consider checking them out as well and use that code. All that said, I'm done talking for at least a minute. So I'm going to go around and have these lovely people introduce themselves, their characters. Then we'll do a little recap and we'll jump right into it. So I'm going to go in a weird order because Eva's working on stuff. So we're going to start with Mikyl. Mikyl, hello. Welcome.
Hi. I don't think I've ever gone first. That was great.
Welcome. How's it feel?
Well, yeah. I wasn't ready for it. Per usual.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
Hi, Fab. I'm Mikyl. He, him pronouns. I am playing Proximus, your Triton Shadow Sorcerer Paladin of the Guardian of the Infinite Seas Oath, Horizons Call Homebrew Paladin Oath.
Fantastic. Mikyl is also our resident artist, so if you enjoy the art that you see on screen, which if you have eyeballs, you appreciate the art that you see on screen, please check out Mykyl's art. Please go support him in his artisticness, his artitacity, because it is phenomenal. I only want him to do more of it. Next up, our special guest, LD.
Oh, hey, that's me. Hello, everybody. I'm LD, the Lady Dame, everywhere that's important, and I'll be playing the best of bird women, Fia of the Rowan, and I'm so delighted to be here.
She is the best of bird women. She is the worst of bird women. I want her to ruin my life. Next up,
I made her.
Next up, Mare.
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Archmage of Dice. Also on Tumblr, but I don't really use that much anymore. I am playing your amazing Soul Knife Rogue Star Druid Acacia the Centaur, who is ready, kind of not ready to deal with BS that is going on.
I feel like that's Acacia every week, and I respect her for that. Also, a special thank you to Mare for running tech for this session, as computer problems in the Eva Serrate sword household. That's a weird way of putting it. The Serrate sword household?
The Sword and Key household.
There we go. Sword and Key. Here at Sword and Key headquarters, we've had a number of technical issues, at least with one of our computers. And a special thank you to Mare for giving us a break on some of those this week. And last but not least, speaking of technical issues, Eva.
Putting that on my business cards. Hi, I'm Eva, she, her. You can find me most places at the Eva Serrate, and today I am playing your alchemical artificer sea elf Winnie, also she, her.
Absolutely.
And I think that's it for me.
Fantastic. Well, then it sounds like we're due for a recap. I don't think I'm missing anything. So, Mikyl, take us away.
The last we met our heroes of Horizons Call, Acacia, Scarlet, Winnie, Conrady, Honey, and I succeed on boarding a dragon-born merchant ship, the Zephyr Majestic. Acacia dropped the anchor, and then I took the captain hostage without harming him, may I add. Winnie turned invisible and went below deck to scout for loot. And Scarlet brought the rest of the crew down to throw the arms down by the thaumaturgy spell, or scaring them. So that was nice. And we met a new feathered friend, Fia of the Rowan.
Rowan.
I will say it right one day.
It's okay.
Just when we thought the fight was over, Winnie, while invisible, had a number 2 oopsie. For the uninitiated, this means that she got caught sneaking by baddies that may hurt her. That is our code for it. This is now canon. Through the mind link, Acacia, she warned us. Through Acacia's mind link, she warned us, and then we rushed down to see Winnie take multiple, almost fatal blows by a dragonborn warrior. Quickly, we dispatched the Drake spawn, and then, with a great song, Fia persuaded, that is a hard word to say in this voice, the other dragonborn to open the vault and lock him away in his own room. We found a treasure, a dragon egg, and Winnie convinced us to keep the ship and add it to our growing armada of now 3 ships. We dropped off the new ship at the dry dock at the city of Tem-Or-Tor. I get this wrong every time. And then we learned more about Fia and about her and the Harbingers, a mysterious group of warriors and messengers of the Morrigan. I don't know what that means, and also no one explained to me how her and Scarlet are cousins, but for later days. The Candletide, a winter holiday on the surface, from the surfaces, where individuals exchange thoughtful gifts to each other and praise the Brine King. That is exactly how you spell that. Thank you, Derek. Dang it. All right. Acacia
I
gave
make up
Sammy
stuff in fucking fictional languages. I don't expect you to always say them perfectly. I mean, in fact, I encourage you not to, because it makes them all the more foreign for that.
It makes sense to me because I have never been to these places before.
Yeah,
So
Proximus doesn't speak Dwarven. Yeah.
No, of course not.
You golden. Keep going.
Acacia gave Sammy a snack fanny pack and received a shell shah from Kretch. Winnie gave me a silver flask of purified drink with the symbol of my god Prasanna. And little baby Jeffrey gave us a little piece of his old body, which is still kind of creepy to me, but fun. Why not? And she also received a Leonin hug with a purr and a hair bow from Connery. I gave a new scalpel set to Ripley, and Scarlett gave Trosho a special treat and a plum officer's coat to match the sails of the Redemption. Then she gave Acacia star-shaped sand in a jar. Then Winnie a heart-shaped pin with best friends that breaks into 2, one for Jeffrey and one for her. And then she gave me a wonderful chain necklace that I could place the rock that Corvus gave to me. Fia left us all black feathers that are really beautiful. I don't know where to put it yet, but I'm sure it'll go well with my jacket that I got from Winnie.
Put it in a
Winnie
hat.
spent the night drinking wine with Fia in the crow's nest, and that was great. Scarlett and Marcus exchanged gifts also, and then drank into the night. But we were all awakened in the calm sea night by the screams of Marcus Ashe calling out for Scarlett. And that is where we find ourselves now.
Absolutely do. Yeah, enough of that happy music bullshit. Let's get some storm sounds. Let's get some heavier music. You'll find yourselves aboard the Redemption. Rain has started to pelt down as you all have been sailing progressively further and further into the Sea of Eternal Tempest, a place in Damaris where storms rage constantly. You know, there's no consistent borders to these storms, so sometimes edges of them will encroach further out than others, and you find yourselves in this encroaching gale. Rain pounds down, the winds are beginning to blow harder. You can hear the whipping of the sails above and the creaking of the boards below you as the waves are growing ever more choppy. Marcus is standing in front of all of you, in his first mate's coat. There's steam coming off of this fire genasi and the sort of aura around him as the rain continues to just batter you all. It's a step beneath hail at this point. And you can tell there is extreme distress behind his glowing ember eyes as he is explaining to you all that Scarlet is gone. Missing. Not where she was mere hours before, and he is near beside himself. He's panting in between words as if he's been running for days and can't see. His eyes are darting about. He can't seem to get proper control over himself. What would you all like to do?
Gone. What do you mean gone? Like, was there a sign of a struggle? Did she leave a note? Is this by choice? How long has she been missing?
There's no sign of a struggle there. She left things she would not have left if she were going anywhere intentionally. I believe that she was taken, but I didn't notice anything, and I don't know. Hours at the most.
Where were you two last? Where was she last?
She was last in her captain's quarters.
And I'm guessing you're the last one to see her?
As Proximus flies over, he is going to cast Zone of Truth. Centered on Marcus, just to make sure that he is... Sure. So again, where was she when you last seen her?
He does not challenge your Zone of Truth. I will note that if any of you would like to lie, you may absolutely roll to do so. He is going to address... I'm sorry, Fia, what was your last question?
It was if he was the last one to see her.
I believe, as far as I'm aware, I'm the last one to see her, aside from anyone who might have taken her. I last saw her in her captain's quarters. She had taken the drink that was given to her by the ship's surgeon to sleep. She doesn't often sleep, and she wanted to actually use her bed, and that was the last that I saw her.
Who was on watch?
I don't know. Probably just our standard sailor's watch. It was nighttime. We barely have anyone manning the top deck at night.
Did they see anything?
No one saw anything. When I yelled for Scarlet, and everyone was just as confused as I was. Did you see anything?
Not from this ship. I don't
Is everybody
think.
Are we on the front? Are we on the top deck?
Top deck, I think, yeah.
Yeah. He is at least, he has tried to gather you all on the top deck. If you would like to go out of the rain, you are more than able to do so.
I think we should all go inside, Marcus. Let's go to the captain's quarters, and we can discuss this a little bit further. There is no reason to work up all the men that their captain has now been taken.
Yeah, I'd like to look around for anything.
There, you were muted.
Am I?
No.
I didn't say anything.
Oh,
I thought you did.
So sorry. Yeah.
No. He was going to say something, but I didn't want to interrupt any of you.
Connery needs to know. I'll meet you inside. I'll go ask our watch real quick.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming they didn't say anything either, but
I have a question once we get into the captain's quarters, but
sure.
Well.
So he did take a longboat over to all of you, since he was not finding any help on his ship. But he is, again, it's choppy waters, but he calls to the sailors that rowed him over. They row him back. If you have another way of getting from one ship to another, you may do so. Otherwise, you are safe to take the longboat, and he will open. He will open the captain's quarters for all of you.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were meeting in Connery's captain quarters.
I think they want to investigate the scene of Scarlet's missing.
Yeah.
I guess.
Scene of the crime.
Okay, so Winnie, you stayed behind to ask about your watch.
Yeah, and I guess she'll check in with Connery also.
Yeah. So I figured Connery was kind of pulled into your group as Marcus was shouting that Scarlet was missing.
Okay.
Go. Yeah.
Then.
Okay. As far as your watch, go ahead and everybody, if you're all doing something of an investigation, so go ahead and roll me 4 investigation checks.
As we enter the Scarlet's captain's quarters, imagine like if you're like watching a movie, right, and you're like seeing the door from like a perpendicular, so you can't look in the door. Like Acacia is walking in as a horse, but then when she gets to the other side, it's a wolf.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to
I like
sniff
that.
around.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So
That was
Acacia,
the
go
coolest
ahead and,
Right?
visual ever.
Acacia, give me investigation with advantage then,
That's
since you
right.
were using your wolf senses.
Oh hey, did Winnie get sleep?
You all could have gotten at the very least a short rest. I don't think you all have gotten a full 8 hours. It is still the middle of the night at this point.
Alright. Fair.
I hate to ask, but since we're in here, has anybody thought to make sure that anybody else is missing? See if you've got all of your crew accounted for.
I did ask my bosun to do a head check to make sure that everyone was still aboard, and as far as I'm aware, we are only missing our captain.
28 perception, sorry.
28. Okay.
Natural 20 for 25.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
For an investigation check, not great.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Winnie,
like
what about
11.
you?
Winnie got 24.
24. Okay. So starting with Winnie, and Winnie, if you want to make it over to the other ship, you would be able to do so.
Unless
After
there's
this-
Fae,
after-
Fiend, or Undead involved in what's happening.
Okay. I will look into that while I'm figuring out
Only
Winnie's
because I
thing.
get an advantage on those things.
Sure. I actually not sure what they qualify as.
Perfect.
It does involve a Fae, so you can roll for
Hell
advantage.
yeah.
Nice.
Winnie, your watch with a roll that high, Connery was in his captain's quarters. Again, it's nighttime. You know, typically it is a skeleton crew. And I say this every time, not literally. I know it's D&D. But what one of the sailors actually noticed, a lot of them, you know, you were sailing into a storm. There's thunder. There's rain. The waves are getting choppier. It's kind of, you know, it's a sensory overload sometimes, especially if you are on the top deck of a ship during a storm. However, one of the sailors swears that in the thunder, he could hear a melody, like there was something harmonizing with the storm. And he thought it was just, you know, well, I thought it was just, you know, the storm taking hold of my mind. You know, sailing into a storm's a stressful thing, miss, and I was under the impression that it was just not enough sleep, but I did notice that.
Thank you very much for your help. I don't know what it means, but every little bit helps. You should go get something warm to drink.
Aye, miss. For those of you in the captain's quarters of Cross's Mercy, Proximus, with your roll that high, you notice a couple of things. You notice that one of the portside windows is open, large enough for a humanoid to go in or out of. And it was open for a decent amount of time, as there is a lot of precipitation which has come through the window. And as you're looking around, the one thing you notice is, as in that puddle, that there are still drying footsteps coming from that puddle. and coming back towards the puddle as well, which seem to be walking towards the bed. I'm sorry, LD, what was your second roll? What was your roll with advantage?
14.
14. Okay. What you're going to notice is as you're walking towards the bed,
Mhm.
you notice that there were 2 people sleeping there. You can tell from the indentations. As you might press your hand towards it, one of the spots is very warm. Somebody was just there, a very warm individual. The other one, very cold. As if somebody has either a cold person was there or a person has not been in that spot for quite a bit of time. And you also find what had been left behind, including that red piece of jewelry, the red ruby jewelry. The shell phone was left as well, and the small journal that Scarlet had made for her and Marcus. At least one of the journals. Acacia, in your wolf form, you pick up the footprints. You're able to actually smell exactly the path. It's like they're presented towards you in this type of vision that you haven't really had before. It just kind of plays out as how the scent of the person that walked through here, more than one person, 2 people, 3 people, walked from that window towards the bed. There's a very briny smell to them. The smell of the sea was very thick on them. And their footsteps, as you're smelling them, they were awkward. You can tell where the footsteps kind of landed, and these aren't people who are used to walking on land, or at least on a ship in a storm. And then you pick up something that I don't think anyone else would have picked up. There is a strand of hair. You can't really tell the color. Unfortunately, wolves are a bit colorblind, but you can pick up that there is a strand of hair which does not have Scarlet's scent on it, and it's not Marcus. And it's nobody else on the crew that you would be able to really identify.
While sniffing around, I sneeze a couple times. But when I find the strand of hair, I will sit down and also just do a little roof to get everyone's attention. And put my, lay down and make so my nose is right near the strand of hair.
Acacia has Scooby-Dooed for all of you.
Yes. Yes, I have.
I will pick up the strand of hair and take a look at it.
It is a vibrant, not human level of vibrant red. There's almost a glow coming off of it, to the type of vibrancy it is. And to Acacia's credit, even this has that very thick smell of the sea on it. And it's very long.
Proximus will walk over to the desk and grab a parchment, finding an area that just has a single footprint that is wet, and lay the parchment over the top of it very gently so that we get a perfect imprint of wet onto the parchment of a single footprint.
Well, that's very clever.
As you pull it away, you notice that these are, I'm going to use the word dainty. These are smaller than Proximus's feet, maybe close to even Winnie's shoe size. And the thing you notice about the way the toes splay is they don't splay in the way that like a sapien might, where, when you place your toes down, they all kind of spread out. You notice that these are tighter together, and that in certain parts in between the toes, it's picking up moisture as well. This might have been a person with webbed toes.
Sure. Looking at the footprint and the strand of hair, would I be able to have a vague idea of what maybe these creatures were?
Go ahead and roll for nature, arcana, survival, anything kind of along those lines.
Ooh, let's do nature.
You found the
arcana,
clues, now it's trying
survival.
to conceptualize them.
I'm going to cast Bless on us in the room.
think Bless is a combat-only spell, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's saving throws, yeah.
Yeah, dang.
Sorry,
well,
it's guidance that you're looking for.
Yes.
that's right. And I don't
My-
have it.
Back, by the way, because
You can be, yeah.
okay, I was gonna say I don't know how long it took me to get from point A to point B. I believe I have guidance though. If I see Proximus kind of casting around, like
I like the idea that I do cast a spell on Fia and Acacia, and the wolf paw just waves it off, and it just like dissipates.
It just doesn't
Like,
do anything.
Yeah.
The real question is, does Winnie pet Acacia when she walks in? Sorry.
oh yeah. I'm so sorry, but Winnie absolutely would, just like reflexively. Yeah, just like on the top of the head, just like, and Winnie's very short, so like
Winnie, also,
Probably
what is your
same size,
passive
actually.
investigation?
my passive investigation.
3
Yeah.
big thwaps on the ground of the tail.
And you said this is potentially Fey Fiend or undead, so I would have
Yes.
advantage. I'm going to use survival in this particular instance.
Okay.
16.
'Cause that's
Uh,
my best.
Winnie, what I think you would also notice specifically, and I'll get to LDs in a second. Winnie, you would notice that in the corner, almost like on one of the bookshelves, is, I want to make sure I have the right one, Serona is curled up sleeping there. I think that's something that Winnie would notice that other people might just be like, oh, well,
Right.
there's one of the Tressums.
I'm going to skitter over to Serona, and presuming I did see Proximus trying to help out Thea, I will pat her on the shoulder on my way by, imbuing guidance.
Fia is just filled with like all these like warm fuzzy feelings right now. It's really delightful. Like, ooh, I like
So
it.
It's
what
actually-
was that roll, LD?
Well, so how does a 32 sound?
Hell yeah!
It's a
That would-
pretty high number. That's a
That
pretty
would
high
be a
number.
natural 20 plus a 4 from guidance and my plus 8 to survival.
Let's go.
Without a doubt, there were other sirens here. As someone who would be at least somewhat familiar with what a siren is capable of, would, you know, I'm not, there's no dancing around it with a 32.
No.
Fia just all of a sudden has this innate connection and knows that there were cousins nearby
Mm-hmm.
that came aboard.
Well, that might explain why I didn't wake up when they came aboard. Normally, I probably would have noticed something. I am an incredibly observant person, but yeah, that's these are sirens, all right, who came to steal our dear sweet cousin.
Ow.
Yeah, the foot.
That's Wolfer confused.
Mm-hmm.
More like wolf or why?
If I like shake my head down kind of like a welder and get my animal friendship otter mask on,
Mm-hmm.
I always get this wrong, so let me just make sure.
You okay? Speak with animals.
Yeah.
Yes, your animal friendship mask, your otter mask comes down. Are you picking up Serona?
Well, I don't want to surprise her, so I'm gonna just like pet her awake.
That is enough to wake her up, and her eyes blink, and she lets out a big old cat yawn, and she looks up at you. Hello, Winnie.
Hi, Serona. I really wish this was a social call, but Scarlet's missing, and I was just wondering if you maybe saw where she went, or who took her. It kind of seems more like she was taken as opposed to like.
You don't
What?
know where she is?
No, I would never wake you up with a question like that as a joke.
Did you
That's
see
very
her?
sad.
Did you see her?
She looks over and sees a wolf and just like hackles go up.
It's okay. It's Acacia. As
Oh,
a
Sorry.
yeah.
that's weird.
Maybe a worse way to wake up. Sorry, I should have thought of that.
I saw Scarlet and the nice man Marcus, and then later
Okay,
on,
we don't have to go into super detail on that part, but like after that, after the nice man went to
Okay.
sleep.
you're being weird about things that are very natural, but that's
I
fine.
know.
Later on, there were 3 very pretty women who smelled very fishy in a literal sense, who came through that window. And I don't like strangers very much, but they sang very nice. And they sang me a lullaby, and then I went to sleep, and then you were here.
That does sound kind of nice, actually. But no, I don't think that was super good.
Oh,
Thank you. You can go back to sleep if you want. We'll let you know when we find Scarlet.
well, no, I'm terribly upset now.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to have to sleep this off, I suppose.
It's the only thing for it.
So, with the information that you have, what would you like to do?
Right.
Fia has basically said that these are sirens. I feel like, Winnie, you have gotten confirmation, cat formation, that is true. Marcus is absolutely pacing. Well, if sirens took her, then I need to get her back, and that there's nothing else for it. So I'm going to take the ship, and you all can continue on, but I'm going to take the ship, and I am going to find Red Tide Rock. I am going to do what no sailor has ever survived before, and I am going to find that damned rock, and I am going to bring my captain back.
Better bring protection, my dear. One siren is bad enough, but dealing with a whole pack of them.
Also, like, you're understandably upset. I mean, I think we're all kind of upset and worried about Scarlet, but how what is your plan for finding something no one has found before? Also, now that I think about it, Red Tide Rock is not a very welcoming name. I've never enjoyed Red Tide myself.
I'd like to morph back into a centaur. Please, so
Sure.
I can talk to people. And not just Winnie.
The ceiling is very low. It's like right up against the hairline.
I know, this is expected.
We're really cozy because the wings are really big.
Yeah.
Marcus,
Listen,
I'm going to echo what Winnie said. You have every right to be upset. We're all upset, you most of all, but you have no way of just ignoring a siren's charm. And that's just going to get you killed, or at least turned around.
There's ways to avoid their charms. That you put in something in your ears, beeswax or something, and I can give that to the crew. And if anyone can find her,
Marcus, you are thinking with your emotional brain. Right now, we need logic. This is not what you want to do right now. Rush off with half of the fleet, half of the warriors, just to go to a place where you may never come back again.
Fia, is that even is stuffing your ears even is that myth? Is that true?
Would I know that? I mean, I would know whether or not that actually worked.
yeah, I think if you have a spell that is dependent on someone hearing
Sound.
you, and the other person's going la 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 la, I don't think that works, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah,
I don't think that's an action in D&D, but you can turn away from a basilisk's eyes. I feel like you should be able to plug your ears. It just, then you can't use spells or magic or weapons or anything because you got your fucking fingers in your ears.
Yeah. It certainly, if you can't hear them singing, it generally helps.
But then how are you gonna learn anything? Like, how are you gonna ask him where Scarlet is?
Oh, that is an excellent question.
Hey, Marcus, I
But
really, I really think. Okay, Eva, do not. Winnie absolutely would know the bosun of the Cross's Mercy.
Kurzagar.
It's the one who got
I'm sad you knew it so quickly, and we don't.
Hey, because they're so great. Marcus, I really think Krez should probably be here for this conversation, right? Like, maybe. I mean, I know what it's like to want to go off to balance out the logic side of things. Trust me. I know what it's like to want to just like tear off, but like Krez is going to have a better sense of logistics at this point.
Winnie, I mean this with the absolute most respect. You have no idea what you're talking about. I don't need logic in this moment. Logic is not going to bring my captain back, but action will.
You're not going to be able to do any of that if you aren't on the same page as your crew.
And if you're not thinking clearly, because this just going off without a plan is a terrible idea.
Marcus, I understand that you have not only a duty to do this, but you are wanting to do this for your own reasons. I understand that. We are all here because of Scarlet. We are all one family. Don't you think we should go together as a family?
We want nothing more than to bring Scarlet back, but we need a plan. We can't just sail off in a random direction and hope we find her. There has to be a sound plan.
So, all right then, fine. What plan do you have, Winnie? Because the seconds that go by are seconds that I could be sailing in a direction to find her.
And maybe that direction would be the complete opposite direction. And then you need to sail twice as fast in the correct one. That's going to take twice as long. How do you plan on...
So do I go with all of you then? Do I go and just put this in the back of my mind and be a good sailor? Is that your suggestion?
Please don't put words in my mouth. Just
I'm
because
speaking
you're
to
mad.
all of you, not just one of you.
Don't put words in our mouth just because you're mad. Take a deep breath.
I'm not just mad, worried.
We're all worried.
Scarlet's my best friend. I want her back just...
All I'm saying is you all are sailing to storm giants. An extra ship is going to be little good when likely you all will beneath the seas anyway.
Do you have the map? Do you have a map? Where's the map?
Yes. There's a table in the quarters and it is laid out there.
All right. I'd like to walk over to the map. Do they have a sea level map and a subsurface map?
In the Sea of Eternal Tempest, a lot of it is estimates because not a lot of ships go here, not a lot of ships come back from here. But yes, there is rough gauges of I can't remember the leagues. No, that's not that's the wrong thing. Anyway, there's somewhat accurate gauges, and the further out from the storm you go, the further in it has a lot of missing data.
Okay. I'd like to look at both maps and get an idea on where the closest settlements are to where we are now, surface and underwater, as well as we don't know where the Red Rock is, so in
Correct.
Just that general.
Do I know where it is?
Do you know where it is?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
It is, especially hidden thing. So the nearest civilizations that you have that are above the surface are the two islands to the west. You have all the stuff that you came from to the east. So you have all the Dwarven islands. There's Induzaz, there's Gazulis, there's Tomar Tor where you came from. The other two islands on the opposite end of the storm are Tempest Nigh and Refuge.
That's the north and south ones that are those little dots there. Otherwise, you're kind of in the middle of nowhere.
And how far
when it
away are
comes,
those places?
those from where you are, let's see, you won 2 weeks to Refuge, and 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks to Tempest Nigh.
My best suggestion.
So those,
Sorry, go ahead.
I look at Acacia and I do the I point it to my brain, my head.
I'll link us. I'll link basically everyone with a level head. So Winnie, Fia, and Proximus.
Yes.
The minute you get that link, you get a be right back, and Winnie is going to go outside and jump off the ship.
Hey, we can still talk as long as it's within a mile.
Yeah.
right.
She's not going that far away.
Okay.
I say to Acacia, well, to everyone, he is so emotional. I am going to take him. We need to keep him busy with a task. If we task him with coming up with a plan while we do the rest of this mission alone, would that suffice for what we need to do? I don't want him going in a literal hunt for Scarlet alone.
I personally don't think we can stop him.
Oh no,
but
he's going somewhere. He's not going to just sit here and think. We just need to make sure he's on the right path.
Give him a task that will not get him killed.
Which I'm waiting till LD gets her headphones back in. Okay. Hey LD, we did a mind link. You're part of a mind link where we can all talk mentally together.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
It kind of tingles a little bit.
Just a little bit of tingly.
Oh, and Winnie's in the water.
So much tea earlier today. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
But Proximus is just like, we need to set him on a task. And
but not go after her because he will die.
I am setting.
Yeah.
Squishy. Because I'm looking over the map and I'm just trying to parse together locations. I'm having this conversation with the rest of y'all. My suggestion is I don't think we're going to stop him. He's going to go off at some point. He's technically the captain of this ship as first mate with Scarlet's absence. We cannot stop him. So I suggest we guide him in the best course, which is gathering information on where Red Rock might be.
Right. I agree.
Acacia, I like you. You have a good head on your shoulders.
I try.
But we need
So, Acacia, the other thing that you would pick up from the map, and then I definitely want to figure out what Winnie's doing in the water, is
right.
You all have your magical compass, which points you towards your goal, the ring that you all are looking for. That is pointing you directly west. Judging by like the area that the storm normally occupies, and kind of figuring out storm giants might be territorial, they're probably not living right next to sirens. It would probably be south or southwest that you would want to point somebody towards finding them.
Finding sirens, you mean?
Correct. Yeah, your storm giants, as far as you can tell, at least the storm giant wearing the ring, which is what you were told, he is directly west.
I'd also like to make a nature or survival roll, depending on what this might fall under, maybe even Arcana, Derek.
Yeah.
Is the Sea of Eternal Tempest storm natural or magical?
Yeah, I mean, this is a low roll, but
yes,
this would definitely be Arcana.
Okay, cool beans. A 16.
Okay. Both. There are natural points to it, but also there are parts of the storm which have absorbed so much magical energy, so much arcane energy, that there are like pockets you can go through which will have different magical effects to them. You haven't hit any of those yet. You're in a pretty normal storm as far as things go, but like the magical storms that the rest of Damaris has to deal with are like segments that break off of the Sea of Eternal Tempest. And likely, if there's storm giants in here, if there's sirens in here, they might be major contributors to that storm continuously going.
That's what I was thinking.
Winnie, what the hell are you doing in the water?
Two things. One, she's gonna take oh my god, I'm so upset that I just realized what this looks like. she's gonna take her shell phone out of the little pouch at her belt, like a dad from the early 2000s, late 90s. You know those little holsters for the cell? Yeah.
Your shell phone fits in your ear.
Oh shoot, that's right.
Yeah, they're not flip phones. This isn't a Nokia.
Survives anything. All right, just kidding. She's still gonna pop it out of because yeah, she also isn't sleeping.
You put your shell phone in one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
the
an
little clicky
OtterBox.
thing.
Yeah.
Mare, did you
belt
just
clip.
turn into an early 2000s
Listen,
dad? Is
no,
that what?
my OtterBox that I bought for my new OtterBox that I bought
Oh, it
with my
comes with
phone
it.
came with one
So,
of these, and
They
I
all
they're
come
like
with
them.
them.
puka
Yeah.
shells are the shell phones, not like
Yeah,
big
they're very
conch
tiny shells
They're
that
like
kind of fit in your ear.
Oh.
That if you touch them, that's
in
when
your-
you use them. But
That
yeah,
makes
I want to
sense.
make sure that
Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
The visual.
Then she's gonna pop hers in her ear, which she probably should have done earlier, but she didn't. And she's gonna send a little message to Rollin and just be like, "Hey, hi. I hope I didn't
This
wake
is a
you.
sending spell.
Yeah.
So
Where's Red Tide Rock? Okay, thanks, bye." Which, as anybody knows, is one word. And then she's gonna dive. I mean, that was probably underwater already, but she's going to just dive around a little bit and look for any like fishes or hopefully something bigger, any sort of wildlife.
The best part is you could have
Okay.
sent the message while still on the ship. You didn't need to go in the water.
Yeah, well, she's multitasking on her way down, looking for these
Okay.
fishes and whatnot.
there are fishes about.
Okay, she's going to what is it called? By virtue of her being a sea elf, falls. Oh, features and traits. She can impart
Simple
some sort of
ideas. And
simple ideas.
Yeah.
And she's gonna ask them to look around for maybe something beast-like or sentient, ideally.
Is
That might have been around.
Is your mask still active?
I mean, I have another chart.
Okay.
think
I mean,
get
it goes
3 charges.
lasts for like an hour or something, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I actually didn't
Yeah.
check, but I
We
know
can
I've
say
got
your
another
mask is
charge.
still active.
10
You
minutes.
can
It
talk.
lasts 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll know that I have 3 charges, so I don't.
Yeah. You may absolutely you find a small school of sea bass, and you're telling them to look for something sentient.
Yeah, something I can like. I mean, I guess I could ask a school of sea bass if they've seen sirens lately, but I
They have
guess it's a free. Okay, well, could you send other local creatures my way, please? Also, if you happen to know where Red Tide Rock is, that'd be so.
What's red? I know what rocks is. We got lots of rocks down here. We got real tiny rocks.
Do you know where the siren, the ladies, the underwater people who sing are? They have a little haunting melody that sometimes makes people like my shape do weird things.
No, ma'am, can't say I'm aware of them.
Great, cool. If you could find me some of your friends, that'd be great.
What kind of friends you looking for?
Non-sea bass kind.
Well, I only associate with fellow sea bass, ma'am. I got a starfish that I'm acquainted with,
Great.
but I would not say that we're friends.
That's fair.
Can we name him Saul? Saul the sea bass.
His name is Lance Bass. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, of course.
I love it.
Winnie's will to live is just being sucked out, and she's not entirely sure why.
This is why you have to be selective on what kind of animals you
I know.
talk to.
Well, I was looking for other animals, but the sea bass was there.
I mean, you're also in a storm. There's not a lot of animals that are near the surface in the surface of the water in a storm, so you could dive deeper. But I also need you to know that your ships are moving as when. So if you all would also like to drop anchor, yeah, the anchor has not been dropped. So that might be something that you want to do real quick. And that's fine.
Wouldn't they have had to stop anyway, because there's no way a rowboat could have caught up?
Yeah, you couldn't have. Taken
you know what? That's fair.
Also,
we can say that they are stopped anchor just to search for Scarlet. So
I was gonna say, yeah, with Scarlet missing, I feel like dropping it. Okay, so Winnie will follow the anchor line down, I guess.
Okay. I am going to actually make a roll on this because I did not anticipate Winnie going into the depths alone.
She's just gonna make friends. It's no big deal.
You know, while that's happening, I do have like a quick question for everyone.
Yeah, please.
Do y'all have someone on board who can what's the word? Scry on people, on things? Is that not something that you'll just keep around as somebody who can do that?
I feel like we should. I don't know as we do on either.
We really should.
The best I can do, I can send a message to Rollin and ask if he can scry on Scarlet.
I bet you he could.
Oh, she'd be so mad.
Give me a second. I will send a message to Rollin and see if he's able to do that. And I'll take out my shell phone for the second message tonight for Rollin.
Yes.
Because we have folks in the
he does respond to Winnie.
Oh, good. I like to believe you had to roll on that.
Winnie, no, that's not the roll. I was rolling to see if you find something predatory.
No, sure.
Winnie, you hear your brother's very groggy voice come through magically through the shell phone. Lenora, I should have known better than to give you a shell phone. Sirens are located, as far as I'm aware, on Red Tide Rock. I'm not even paying attention to words at this point. Most legends connect them to one of the southern areas of the Sea of Eternal Tempest. They are triangulated between Refuge, Ripple Send, and Induzaz. That is where most ships say they have encounters, if they can be believed.
He's got a lot of extra words.
Yeah, that's me not counting words but getting the idea through. So he probably cut a lot of that out just to get the simple idea through.
I honestly thought you were going to cut off triangulated between and give me one name and then cut off. So I'm going to immediately relay that up the psychic link.
Okay.
I this is probably relayed after I sent my own message. Just because
yes. So sure. Acacia, go ahead and send your message.
I'm positive.
Hey, Rollin. Sorry to bother you. Scarlet's missing. Can you scry on her? Once again, sorry. Click.
Let me pull up his thing.
He's
a wizard. He should have scrying.
You would assume so.
You would assume so.
We've got folks who do it back at the Harbingers, but I don't have regular contact with them.
All right, so he is familiar with the target, knows her well. He does not have any likeness, picture, possession, or body part.
She has a house.
He's not walking to Scarlet's house.
Scarlet doesn't have a house there, remember? She was staying on the ship.
She was staying on the ship, but I thought she still had one built.
I don't think she did. Kaila, if you're still in chat, just confirm this. I don't think Scarlet built a ship. I mean, a house. Because it wasn't home.
Okay. I am going to have to roll for Scarlet. Because it is technically a save that she has to make. So, bear with me for just a second while I pull up all the stuff that I didn't know I would need in the session.
We can continue role-playing between the
yes,
it's
true.
Please do so. And I will have Rollin get back to Acacia shortly. Winnie, I will say you have encountered somewhat further deep a small pod of humpback whales.
Oh, good.
Something smarter than a fish.
I got really excited, then I was like, no, focus. Hi, friends. And she's using her mask, still or again, however you want to do this. Hi. You don't know me, but I think you're pretty great, and I know that you travel a lot and have seen a lot of things, probably. And I was wondering maybe if you knew where the sirens, the people with the like they've got a song kind of like you, but it's like magic and makes things do things that they wouldn't normally do. I was wondering if you know where they live. More specifically, if you've seen a friend of mine in the water tonight, but or anyone else in the water
persuasion,
tonight.
Please.
Yes. Do I get a bonus for being cute?
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
In real life, yes, but not here.
What am I doing? Persuasion?
Please.
Oh, God. Well, that's an 8.
Okay.
Winnie's a little panicky today.
This barnacle-pocked, large whale face turns towards you. Hello, little one.
Hi.
I'm sorry I cannot be of assistance. I have somewhere to be. Best of luck in finding your friend. I have seen nothing. I have heard nothing. Peace be with you.
Okay, have safe travels.
And you.
Winnie, where did you go?
I'm just asking the sea life if they saw anything or know anything. So far,
Yeah, Winnie, I will also reason with this. Scarlet's been missing for hours. The sea life around here probably would not have seen her or the people that took her.
That's why I'm mostly asking if they know where sirens live, because that seems more likely just in a general existence sense than, yeah.
Acacia, you get a message back from Rollin. Gods, I was almost back to sleep. I have successfully scryed. She is in a storm, surrounded by others like her. I don't know where. There's a red stone everywhere.
Okay.
She's in a cave.
I'm just sending mental thank yous. I can't send another spell.
Yeah.
I will inhale and I will exhale with back in the room, which I'm sure Marcus is getting incredibly impatient still.
Yeah. As far as words, I need to pay better attention when I do sending, but I always need to have that up. He also notes that she is asleep and unharmed, as far as he can tell.
Okay, Marcus, we have contacted some assistance in trying to locate Scarlet, but she is safe and unharmed. If that's any consolation.
And surrounded by sirens, apparently.
All
Which
right.
is not surprising. Just, clarifying.
That is some comfort. I am trying my best to get hold of myself. I am willing to listen to any ideas that any of you might have.
Actually, Marcus, why don't you go with me? Let's go talk, just you and I.
Wow, moving
nods.
fast. His girlfriend is just gone.
Oh, stop it, Winnie. You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
I was gonna say that was out of character because I am probably working my way up the chain. But yeah.
Literally, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Proximus, you pull Marcus aside, maybe back into the rain. Keisha, did you have something you wanted to do?
I was just going to say I'm probably going to start triangulating those 3 islands while they do that.
Yes. Those 3 islands.
You can keep talking. It's okay. It's fine.
I will do so. I will also ping them on the map. So Proximus, you pull Marcus aside. What would you like to say to him?
Marcus, I know that you are distraught. This is a normal reaction. We do have to think about what Scarlet would want us to do. Right?
Yes.
So, tell me, and we don't have to talk about it with anyone else, just you and I. But tell me where you were when this happened.
Roll for persuasion, because I believe you're out of your zone of truth if you did pull him out of the room.
Eh. $16 plus persuasion plus 9. So
Okay.
25.
He's not beating that. I was in the room with her. I was asleep.
I quickly look around to see if there's anyone close.
Not in this storm. If you pull them out of the room, then close the door behind you, there is nobody who can hear you as long as you are speaking softly.
Right. Listen, we are going to go up to the quarterdeck, and as we go up there, like I said, this will stay between you and I. We are not here to worry about what is going on with you two. We must find her, but I need to keep you safe and the rest of the crew. If we go rushing in, following our heart, that is how we get other people hurt.
You don't understand, Proximus. You
You
don't
say I
understand. No, I said I loved her, and she was gone.
I am going to put my hand on his shoulder. I know what love feels like. The love of our family bonds us together. And I know that your love is much different for her. And it may hurt deep down, but getting everyone killed for this is not the way she would want it.
You don't seem to know Scarlet very much at all. Just let me go looking for her. I promise that no one will die, but you all have your own mission to deal with. It was never mine. I never agreed. Just let me go in search of her.
I understand, but this is a mission that Scarlet helped provide information for. She is wanting this more than what happened here.
Right. So we have 2 ships. All I'm saying is, why don't we diversify? Why don't we split our resources? Let me go in search of her. Well, you all know where you're going. You have your compass.
I agree with you, Marcus. I agree with you.
Good.
However, do not strike until we are back.
I will not. I will not do anything that is not necessary for her safety and the safety of my crew. You should know more than most that is paramount to me. I did not forget them just because I am caring for her.
We have a duty. We will do this together. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Now we will join the women who have probably already came up with a plan, huh?
That started off a little iffy and then ended much better. Yes, yeah, the more intelligent ones in the group.
Exactly.
I'm only just slightly more intelligent than you, Proxy. Just a little bit.
My dump stat.
It was my dump stat until I got me into the flat 0.
My God.
Proximus and Marcus Lee, or I guess join everyone else back in the captain's quarters. What is your all's decision? What is your what tactic are we going with here?
Did Winnie come back? Is Winnie back now?
I was trying.
Winnie was
Did I
climbing
make
the
it?
chain. We can say after at this point, Winnie, you see Marcus and Proximus going back in the captain's quarters.
I think before they come back, I will fold my arms and finish like triangulating on the map, looking at Fia and Winnie.
Mm-hmm.
What's the game plan for? I say let him go, but tell him he can't do anything.
I agree, because I think if we don't, he's going to be absolutely impossible to work with, and it's more of a hazard to both ships. I do think we should probably lend him a shell phone, though,
Fia?
You do
Well,
have
that's-
Scarlet's.
if
Yes.
that's possible. Yeah.
There's the one that was
What's-
left.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Or I mean, what's the distance that?
You can still send us sending, though.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Correct.
No-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
10 miles, and then you can still cast sending.
And we have
I
a
mean-
pretty reasonable idea, at least,
Yeah.
sort of, where he's going to be. Gives us a start.
Probably
all
not leaving
know-
the storm.
Yeah. You all know him better than I do, but given what I just saw, that one's too hot-headed to go into whatever it is that we're dealing with until this whole thing with Scarlet is resolved.
He's normally not that
Hot-headed.
hot-headed.
That was great.
He's normally not this fiery.
Right. The Rage and Inferno should not be trusted in a different sort of mission. I think you...
I mean, like
that's-
technically a diplomatic one if that's the route we're going for the Giants.
Yeah, I'm really uncomfortable with his now first mate not kind of being aware of what's going on. But aside from that,
Krej is aware. He made the whole ship aware that Scarlet was missing. And if Scarlet is
but-
missing, then Krej is aware that she is the next one in line for first mate if Marcus was going to take captain.
Is any of this conversation over the mind link, or are you talking in person?
Probably not. We're probably giving you the privacy you requested for
Yeah.
Marcus.
but I mean, we're not having the conversation about taking one ship
Mm-hmm.
off with the first mate present. So
So the question is then whether we also go find Scarlet along with him, or we take care of what we need to take care of with the Giants first, and then join him for Scarlet. Is that the conversation that we're having? I'm just clarifying.
Yeah, I think so. And
Okay.
Derek, the real question is can you remind me if the whole thing with the Giants right now is a time limit? Because they're
Rollin
trying
indicated.
Go ahead.
Yeah, please. Rollin indicated that there is a sort of time limit in the sense that he at least got rumors that there is some sort of turmoil in the storm. Like, storm giants in general are oftentimes solitary. The fact that they have a kingdom at all and have congregated together is unique and is kind of something that brews like a storm. So he has picked up that there is some turmoil in the storm giant kingdom. So in that sense, you're not sure what you'd be walking into at any point, but likely the longer you wait, the more it. This is me saying that I have a clock.
Mhm.
Things will change
Right,
depending
right,
on how
right.
long that you
Yes.
take. Yeah. I also want to do something real quick. I want to double check. LD, your Fia's ability with Fey Fiend, Undead, was it just those three, or was there anything else that you
It's-
were picking up?
Just Fey Fiend and Undead. It's the Blood Hunter thing. They are specialists in Fey Fiends and Undeads.
Cool. Okay. That's all I wanted to double check.
Yeah.
All good otherwise.
I basically get advantage for any checks involving those three things.
nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
In that case, with that information,
Yes, Sophia, that I do think overall I think it would be better to split just because what we're doing with our mission, there is a semi time limit because there is turmoil with the giants right now. And we don't know what that's going to look like if we arrive later, earlier, if the turmoil is done, if they've figured shit out.
And we at least know that Scarlet is safe, or at least unharmed at the moment. And likely, possibly able to remain so as long as nobody goes mucking about in business they don't belong in.
And, I mean...
Also, they're both in the sea of the Tempest and stuff, so it's very likely we're going to hit the giants before we even get near the sirens.
So
and we know where the giants are and not the sirens at the moment.
So I suggest we send Marcus on a scouting mission.
Have him gather as much as he can, but tell him not. But he can't do anything foolish, and everyone on the crew should plug their ears.
Yes.
Just then, that's when Marcus and I walk in. Marcus, do you want to discuss what we discussed?
I apologize for my heated nature earlier. I am willing to go along with whatever the overall decision is. I realize that I am part of a fleet and I should respect that. And you all are respected enough by Scarlet that I should respect your decision. I humbly request that I go in search of her, but should you need my ship, I will gladly captain her alongside yours.
I'll just pat the map where I have triangulated between those 3 islands. How you feel about scouting?
Ready and willing.
All right. We're going to keep going to the storm giants. Get as much information as you can until we get back.
Aye. Do you have a way for me to communicate with all of you?
Sure do. I hope you don't mind. Scarlet wore it for a little while, so as long as you don't mind Scarlet terms, just gonna
Like
pick
we're
up
a little
the
past that, aren't we?
shell phone and hand it out to Marcus.
He will place it in his ear and nod to all of you. I appreciate your decision making. I promise that I will keep this crew safe, this ship safe, and I will return to you with either Scarlet or information.
Also,
Thank you,
just
Marcus.
keep in mind that, like, if anything happens to you, and we get Scarlet back, she would kill us. So, like, you know.
I have no death wish, Winnie.
Well, I'll be
Better
long gone
not.
before that happens. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, I mean, that tracks.
A wise one. Very well. I set to disembark now. Please evacuate my ship as quickly as possible. And he turns on his heel and walks out of the captain's cabin. The last thing that you hear is him yelling, "Krej, you're the first mate now. All sails."
I'll just like pop in his head with the shell phone. Short range is 1 mile, so you'll have to deal with the sending spell. Once a day charge on that, if you need us.
Noted. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and go to break. So stick around. We'll be back in probably 10 to 15. Go ahead and do the things. And yeah, we'll see you. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back shortly.
Yay. Bye.
Hey, thanks. Bye. Vast, and welcome back to Horizons Call, everybody. I am Derek. I am your GM for this game. I am your guiding compass as we navigate the treacherous seas of Damaris, the homebrew world that we play in. If you're just now joining us, welcome. I did see in the chat somebody was complimenting the music on break. It is one of my absolute favorites. I have handpicked all of the songs and sound effects that we use for this game, and we use Epidemic Sounds. You can always do exclamation point music in the chat if you want to check them out. It is a license, but it is very much worth it. Also,
I'm going to second this as a
yes.
GM.
100%.
Also, want to toss this out there that if you enjoy this cast, this crew, want to support them in any way, we absolutely appreciate tips given through our Pally. Pally.gg is the site that we use that evenly distributes whatever you're able to give. Doesn't really take anything out of it. Doesn't really like take the chunk that Twitch takes out of whatever you're able to give. And yeah, does everything based on shares. It does the math for us. So it's very much appreciated if you are able to do that at all. All that said, check out our discount codes as well. Let's go ahead and hop back into the game. So, you all have sent Marcus and Cross's Mercy, your warship, on a scouting mission in search of Scarlet Shores, your friend, your siren warlock, your captain who has gone missing. So he has taken his ship and he has sailed south towards where Acacia was able to indicate a roughly triangulated pattern where a lot of siren kind of like myths and stories seem to come out of that area. You all can
I will give
continue
them as much information as I can give them about keeping themselves safe from the sirens.
Absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, they absolutely have, I mean, wax or something to be able to plug their ears with. You know, worst case scenario, they can squash up some cauliflower and maybe some mashed potatoes or something.
Please don't do that. That does not go in your ear. Do not do that.
That is now canon for Damaris. Is cauliflower ear is cauliflower in the ear.
Exactly. Hey, infections are infections.
Now my ear's itchy.
You just use Mage Hand to get it out.
Gross.
No.
Ew, I hate this.
No, you use
that's the line.
Large
Okay.
reduce. You reduce one of your friends small enough to where they can get in there.
We're not playing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. No, absolutely not.
You all can decide to continue sailing west where your magical compass is indicating you to do so, or you can do anything else. What would you all like to do at this point?
Can I get the group together? All four of us?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Proximus, Winnie, Fia, and myself. I don't know. Winnie's Workshop? I don't know. This is just a suggestion.
Oh, it's a good place.
Winnie's Workshop?
Sure.
It
It's
has
got
more
enough
space
room.
than Proximus's closet for sure. Yeah.
100%.
This is my first time in Winnie's workshop.
Oh, hi. Make yourself welcome. There's a jug over there if you want some beer or wine or poison or whatever. And there's a little bench there if you want to take a seat. I don't have a lot of seating in here because it's usually just me and little Jeffrey, who I think has had to scramble onto the main tabletop to
I have moved the map to the Redemption Hold at the very rear of the ship. You can see Winnie's workshop, which has a number of bottles, a lantern, a little bed because Winnie doesn't really sleep; she trances, and a little desk area. It's like a college dorm. Just about as much space.
I really sit anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, good. It's
Sort of
it's
perching
kinda neat.
is really more of the action.
I don't really have a good
Too many legs,
perching. Yeah.
joints happening. There's lots of I'm sure Acacia gets it.
I do.
Yeah.
It's either standing up, sleeping standing up, which is not comfortable, or flat on my ass, which is not good in a dangerous situation. Anyway, the reason why I brought all of us here is we are getting closer to the storm giants. We should figure out some kind of general game plan. I know we don't know what's going on until we get there, but I don't want to go in completely,
Plan free.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly from what y'all have told me, we're trying to get the giants to give us a ring.
Yes. Or just take it. But if they
Right.
want to give it to us, that would be really nice and convenient.
One of them literally wears it as a ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, it is a sign of power or something for the monarchy.
I don't think we know what finger, though, so that's kind of up in the air.
I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. I'm sure it has elder symbols on it.
We can hope.
So they're not going to be too keen to give it up if it's such a powerful thing.
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
I did have one or two ideas, but like I don't know how to implement them without having more information, which we can't have until we're there.
What were your ideas?
Derek, it has been weeks since we had this conversation.
Certainly.
So just please let me know if I get the details wrong. But apparently
Yeah,
there
go
is
for it.
some sort of seer or someone who does prophecies basically by interpreting nature within the storm giant community.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. There's a storm caller.
Right.
And
That's right.
I'm still working on my magic, but maybe potentially influencing the prophecy a little bit. That they should not need the ring. But I don't know what kind of omens and what those signs are, and what would be equal to what.
Well, that's an interesting angle and one that certainly fits right into my wheelhouse.
I don't want to fight giants. That's the high level goal.
I have a backup plan, though.
I'd love to hear it.
You.
Well, I don't think anyone's gonna like it. I don't like it. But we shrink the ring. Then we make it really big and it falls off the finger. And
Means
then
you
we
shrink
shrink it
you're
again.
going to lop off the finger. So
Okay.
That is okay.
Well, yeah,
I don't
that
see
was,
anything wrong with that one, actually.
that was my like main goal, and then I was like, well, maybe the bone was.
I
Still too
just
big.
want to be clear about the horrifying things that Winnie does with enlarge reduce.
With a smile on her face.
Yeah.
They're still
No,
alive.
I like the way this is going. Let's
Yeah,
continue.
yeah.
They can
I
reattach
like exactly
the
where this is
finger.
going.
It's fine.
Okay.
And then we shrink
Or
the
not,
ring.
that's fine
so-
too.
Or
Don't
I
mind
mean,
me.
that's
I'm
up
just
to
Winnie's
them.
conscience. I don't actually exist.
Up to them.
Well, I'm glad you said you didn't like it because I don't like it.
But I mean, it's effective, is what I'm saying. Like, it is a possibility.
Which
And then
also
if-
could lead us to fighting and yeah.
Feel like it's a solid
Right.
plan B or C
That's
somewhere
why
in
it's
there.
a backup. Yeah.
Let's
and
say
then,
D,
like,
one for each of us.
we make it smaller to make it easier to maneuver also. That is sort of a free space where we can just make it smaller at any point, though.
That can go up with whatever our planning is.
I mean, I can always try charming a giant. I don't know that I've tried charming a giant before.
I'm really curious to know if that would work.
Are you gonna just try to see if you can do it?
I mean, I might as well. It would be a fun challenge.
I think the less they know we're there, probably the better. At least at first. Like,
Sure.
if you can influence their prophecies, like, without them knowing we're hanging around, I feel like that would be easier. Right?
Sure. And this ring or this object that we're trying to find, it's connected to it is an elder shard, a shard of some sort?
It's
No,
an,
it's
No, what is it?
an elder
Exactly.
artifact, piece of
An elder artifact. Okay.
piece of.
All right.
Yeah. And we're doing the thing where we're trying to get it so no one else gets it and put it together to make sure it's safe, at least for now.
Proximus,
Okay.
what do you think about any of these ideas?
Oh, my specialty is fighting. So when it comes to fighting, I have something to say about that. However, with the plan to do it without fighting, I would rather sit back and watch you all come up with a great plan.
To be fair,
I know my limitations.
though, I would love to hear a fighting plan just because it's always a possibility.
And if we're gonna need it, we're gonna need it fast and ahead of time.
Right. Well, we have certain people with special skills, right? Uh, Winnie and Acacia are probably sneakiest of the two of all of us. But Fia, you are a high flyer. I am also a flyer. Um, the one thing that giants do not do is look up because they are usually the largest thing in the room. So if we come in from the sky, I think that will give us an advantage. But
I mean,
That is just a thought.
I could. Acacia, you can't fly, right? You can fly. I can fly if I need to.
I can
So
fly.
we could all come in from the sky.
Might be
Acacia can turn into whatever she wants to that flies.
Yeah, I
within
worked
reason.
it out eventually.
I'm
I
not
mean,
really.
that makes my life easier.
I can't really turn
Very-
anything that's
Oh, yeah.
can pack a wallop. So
Right.
Fair. Still having this many flyers in a group is very new and exciting for me.
Well, when I say I can fly, like it's kind of slow going. So if I could like hold somebody's hand, that'd be really nice. That's not a come on. Like I really can't fly very fast. I realized after I said it, it kind of might have given the wrong impression. But
I can hold your hand through flying.
okay.
I am a little bit
Oh.
of an experienced flyer.
We're gonna Mary Poppins in together, holding hands.
well, while we're talking, can I absent-mindedly help Winnie with her mirror?
Please. At this point, when he doesn't care, it's just like
Oh, like
still
working
out.
together
Yeah.
as you.
Also, you've
as
done
you
that
talk.
before, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've helped.
Proximus, if you want a few lessons too, I'd be happy to show you a few tricks.
Yes, always. I don't have the wingspan that you do, and he points to his wing boots. They have like little wings at the ankles.
Do you want me to
Some
make them
fancy
bigger?
boots there.
Oh no, I don't think I could walk if they were any larger. But yeah, I would like some aerial. So I come from the sea. It is different under the water. So I feel like he's blushing at this point.
All right, flyboy. We'll have a
Winnie
flying
offering
lesson.
to make Proximus's size 12s like size 22s, like that's gonna make him fly more.
Just don't go into free fall while holding hands.
Right.
I mean,
But I think if we take the giants out at the knees and no pun intended, but to make them shorter, make them smaller, we can take them out. But it depends on how many there are.
Excellent.
Acacia, real quick, give me an Arcana, sleight of hand, or investigation roll for the mirror.
I can do a sleight of hand. That's what I'm great at.
I'm always fond of going for the eyes myself.
Oh yes.
6 plus 13. 19?
19. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you readjust it. You put one of the pieces down, and it seems like it fits. You know, again, this is like, it's a mirror puzzle, which is a nightmare. I would never want to do that.
No,
but you are
absolutely
able
not.
to
Right.
readjust one of the larger pieces to get it to fit better.
Can I don't want to derail things by thinking about my ridiculous mirror puzzle. I do just want to say that I think Winnie will also have some like shitty kind of glue, like when pieces like for real fit together, like something she can take off later, but this way, like if there's a big swell or something, like it still sticks until she goes
Woody,
back later.
I will offer this, since if you are paying attention to the mirror, if Acacia's helping you, you are one very good roll away from finishing this.
Oh,
It
heck
is
yeah.
it is a DC 25, but if you can hit a 25 in either Arcana, sleight of hand,
Can Winnie?
investigation, you will have finished this mirror.
Damn it. The problem is she's not going to finish it right now during this conversation. She's focused on the
Okay.
conversation. But
I mean, you've
yes,
got like
she
another
will.
day or two before you're likely
Okay.
going to hit. You're
She's definitely
close,
gonna-
but not like it's not today.
She's definitely going to do that then before they get to the giants, or at least attempt. She'll do the roll before they get to the giants. It is possible for her to fail, but it's one of her skills.
So,
Ooh,
but
that's
Acacia,
a good one, Acacia. Thank you.
you are very good about being large. You have done it before. You are the largest of us all. I believe you would be a small giant size, right?
Giant centaur.
Derek, do I know how tall are thunder giants again? Storm giants?
Storm giants are the biggest of all.
Of all of
we're
them.
talking.
You would be hill giant size.
But I do have a potion of growth.
Acacia technically already is hill giant sized because hill giants are large.
Yeah.
And Acacia technically already is large. So if you grew, you would be in the same size category as a storm giant. You would definitely not be as tall as one.
Oh, no,
because
absolutely
technically,
not.
like frost giants, fire giants, storm giants are all in the same size category, but it's like fire giants are something like 30 feet, frost giants are 40 feet, and then storm giants are like 50 to 60 feet tall.
Hey, but
50 to 60. So I'm literally 1/5 the size of a storm giant.
But what if potion of growth?
Ish. I don't know. It won't make me even close.
It would double you again.
We're going to be.
I'm just saying this would be a great time to find out if it works.
With a potion of growth, you would be like a storm giant pony. Like they would be like a storm giant child would have a pony Acacia sized at their birthday party.
They are the most criminal of the storm giant horse types.
Yes, the ponies that live beneath the ocean.
Yeah.
The sea ponies.
I'm just saying one of these days.
I
should make more potions of them.
I say we get a good rest. We plan to fly, and we also plan to get large, because even if we are a little bit smaller, at least we are not tiny, right?
Giant harpy.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Well, if we're trying to give them an ill omen of sorts and make them think that thing is an ill omen, I can't see anything more ominous than a giant raven harpy.
We need to find out what constitutes as an ill omen first.
That is true. Not all omens are the same.
So I think that's gonna require some of our own reconnaissance.
Yes. Although, yes, keeping that in my back pocket for now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That doesn't seem worrisome at all, but...
I actually just have pouches. I don't have very many pockets on my pants.
Smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll continue sailing. Like I said, it's probably within 2 days you are going to see it. So anything you all would like to do within those 2 days, now's your chance. If we need any rolls, let's go ahead and go around. Acacia, anything you're doing?
Yeah, I want to have a conversation with Fia super quick.
Okay.
So I'd probably find you, I don't know, when are you most active?
I am always hanging out in the crow's nest. Just in general. Keeping
the hardest place for Acacia to get to.
Yeah.
So I think
you can always shout out up at me and I'll respond. It's just most comfortable up here.
In that case, I will link to you with the mind link.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you got a couple minutes?
Sure.
What
do you need?
I wanted to know. You seem like an adventurous sort. I was wondering if you'd help me with an experiment. Not tonight. Maybe after we've done the storm giant stuff.
What? Before, I have always found that it's best to know what I'm agreeing to before I agree to something.
That's fair. How much do you know about the Elder Shards?
I know of them. It's not my particular area of expertise, but it is something that the Harbingers are interested in learning a lot about?
So, without getting into too many details, because it's an incredibly long-ish story, but weeks ago, before we started off on this, I went into my own type of trance and talked to the stars and talked to some elder shards. So I want to see if it's possible to bring someone with me.
You talk to the stars?
Yeah.
Oh, now that's interesting.
I had a feeling you would find it interesting.
Well, yes, I would love to do that.
It's an experiment. I can't promise it will succeed.
Fair enough.
I'm hoping
Any
it
sort of
does.
dangers if it doesn't succeed? I'm not saying that that's a no, that's a deal breaker. It's sort of in my line of work. I just like to know what I'm getting myself into.
There is an ominous presence beyond the stars.
Well, that I've been vaguely aware of, sure.
I don't know what kind of danger it poses in terms of just talking, but that's the big one.
All right. Well, I appreciate the offer. I would love to do that.
Thank you for being my guinea pig.
Maybe don't refer to me as a guinea pig.
Parakeet? No, just thank you for helping me.
There we go. That's it.
Canary in a coal mine?
That's what I was
Keep
going
all
for.
of those?
Okay, so Acacia, are you going to do that, like,
No,
technically this is the night before?
I don't want to do it now, if that's okay.
Okay.
I'd like to
That's
do it.
perfectly fine.
I would like to do it after Storm Giant stuff, right before Fial leaves.
Noted.
So next session.
And yes, if that happens and we no longer have LD with us for scheduling reasons, we will make sure that it still happens, and I will
Yes. Yeah.
consult with LD about that scene.
I don't know. I think like a 2-on-1 would be awesome because I feel like
That would
I
be
can-
happy.
Very fun.
I think that would get
Happy
out
to
of
do
hand
that.
really quickly. So
More than happy to do that too. Okay. Fia, anything that you wanted to do within the last 2 days?
Probably a couple of things. I would love to do flying lessons and show Proximus a few tricks, if at all possible. I also promised Proximus a story.
Yeah, flying lessons. This is like learning to fly literally in a storm. Because as you all are going further and further, the storm is only getting worse. The ship is rocking so hard against these waves that it, like, sailors aren't sleeping anymore. But yeah, you absolutely can take to the skies. So Proximus, if you're down with that.
Oh, Proximus is always down with that. He probably, depending on the lightning, he probably won't wear his armor if that's the
That's
case.
probably for the best. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Flyboy, show me what you have, and then we'll go from there.
Oh,
Give me an acrobatics or athletics.
I'll do athletics. How about that? Just because my proficiency was crazy. Dirty 20.
That'll do it. Yeah.
And I move at, so I would do double movement, so that would be 80 feet of movement.
So it's kind of like a speed skater because he's only flying by his feet. And it's not smooth. It's not like an acrobatics sort of thing. It is all just like muscle and force pushing him through the sky.
Right. It's like every time he pushes off with one foot, he pushes off with the another. That's when the speed comes in, as he pushes off with his foot.
A lot of calf
Almost like
motion.
running. Yeah.
Here's some fancy flying. It's different than how it works with the wings and everything. While I'm sort of observing him, though, I'm also like flying to keep up with him, and like circling him and doing aerials and tricks and things.
Go ahead and give me acrobatics or athletics then too.
This will be an acrobatics roll.
It's not a high DC, but there is a DC where you fall out of the sky. So that is.
I mean, that's a 23.
Yeah, you're fine. It's a DC 10. Like if you
Right.
are subpar in a storm, I'm sorry, but birds have gravity too. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I sort of, flying in a storm is much trickier than flying in calm air or in perfect conditions, really. You don't have the thermals to kind of keep you going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But so you have to let the wind work with you, or you have to work with the way the wind is blowing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to
Little
get a
tricky.
little bit tighter, but he's feeling very cocky because he's doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to try to go a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Roll again.
Please. If you're doing anything outside of just like keeping yourself aloft, then yes, I will need
It's a 19.
A 19
really
will still
trying to
keep
do
you aloft.
some tricks this time, like
Yeah.
like maybe
Really showing off.
going backwards and keeping eye contact with her, like
Fia, this
keeping it
is
locked in.
so Proximus knows how to swim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is a lot of that motion that goes into the way that he flies, where he almost like uses his arms to propel himself, even though that's not really like necessary. There is a fluid motion to the way that he moves. And there is something about a Triton glinting in, the lightning flashing and the rain glinting off. That's a hot boy.
Yeah,
And there's no armor or anything. Yeah.
No
it's
armor.
Yeah.
Bare chest.
It's great.
Bare chest. You can see my tattoo. Yeah, my tattoo.
Chest tattoo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just the laugh alone. I'm like, oh.
It's really, the imagery is really good because there's, it's not like the bird is wearing much and there's a big old chest tattoo there as well. You make quite a pair.
Love them.
It's very exhilarating. And like, just, I feel like she would, like, show off the little tricks is like if you tilt the way that you're doing, when I try to do this trick, I would tilt my wing this way and do it this way, and maybe if you move your feet this way.
Maybe if you show me and he reaches his hand out.
I take it and I do a little thingy-madeely-bub.
But what I really need help with is a dive bomb. I don't know how to do that very well.
Oh. Now you're speaking my language. And she puts out her other hand. You're gonna need to hold on for this one.
Both hands out.
Uh-huh. And then she shoots up straight up.
Cool.
Until
he's trying to keep up.
Like I've got you, friend. Shoots straight up into the clouds. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I really like the clouds, and then boop, we see nothing but stars and sky, moon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Fantastic. Keep your eyes open. And then she's going to sort of somersault to bring them sort of face down, wrap her wings really tightly around the both of them, and just dive.
You both go diving from this clear open sky into the storm itself. It smells of ozone and humidity as you're literally becoming charged with electricity moving through the ionization of the cloud. And as you break through like a bolt of lightning, what do you do?
I'm gonna go as low as I can, and at the very last minute the wings just dart out to stop.
And it catches that draft just as you both barely, like the tip of your talon hits a wave that crests up, and you are able to soar on that little bit of air that's cast over the top of the waves.
I feel like you probably heard a woohoo you. Just skimming across the seas.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think, Flyboy?
Oh, this is the best flying I've ever had in my life.
Stick around, I'll show you a thing or two.
I am here for all of it. Yes. His eyes are like watering because he's going too fast.
Anything else you all would like to do?
I have one more thing.
And
after
we don't
Winnie.
have to be descriptive.
Winnie, very succinctly and technically, would just like to roll for mirror.
Yes, I just want to make sure with Proximus and Fia. Anything else you two wanted to do with that scene?
I think we continue just to fly.
Okay. Just making sure we're not cutting
I'm
into any
so
particular
sorry.
I
color or
actually
lack
do
of
have a
color.
bit of a question for you, Proximus. After we we do our flying thing, I do have a question for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you like riddles, Proximus?
Oh, I feel like I am not the smartest when it comes to riddles, but I try. Yes.
You
of
see,
course.
there's one that I need help solving.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the one about the bird and the fish?
No.
All right, that's fine. You see, it's a unique one. I think that you're the only one who could help me solve it. It goes
Okay. Yeah.
It goes like this. A bird may love a fish, but where would they live?
Oh. I will have to think about that one. Do you know the answer? I feel like you already know the answer.
I don't, actually. But I think we could probably figure it out together.
Oh, yes.
And that's where I'd like to cut that off.
And that's where we will...
Just so everyone knows, he has a -1 modifier for intelligence. Okay,
fair enough.
So
I just need a yes from either you. Michael, consent? Yes.
yes.
LD, yeah. Fade to black. Perfect. Proximus also goes woohoo after that. Eva, go ahead and give me that roll for your mirror.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry. I thought that had been a general question. That is a 29 sleight of hand.
Your mirror is complete. You now have a magic mirror. It is it's an official item. So if you can't find it, let me know.
It's one of my
but
favorites.
yes, you have reassembled. I mean, it is like a wall mirror. It's not like a pocket mirror. So, but you have it. It still has some cracks that are shown, but it is complete. I will say it needs a magical charge. So what I'm going to need from Winnie is it is going to need a 3rd level spell like slot pumped into it at the very least.
To charge it, or like whenever I want
to recharge it.
Okay.
Yeah, just once. I just need a 3rd level spell slot.
I mean, you can have it. She's going to she's gonna do her best healing word on it.
And this is the day that you're getting to the giant, so there's no long rest. There's a 3rd level spell slot. You finished it right before you get to the giants.
Well, it can wait a couple days. It's not
That's
like
fair.
I'm taking it on short.
I'm just saying, if you want to use it with the giants, it's going to cost you a 3rd level spell slot. If you don't want to use it, you're not going to have the mirror.
They just have to look in it, right?
What is this mirror item again?
It's the
This
mirror
is the one that everybody came in through.
I know, but what's the magical item?
It is...
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Oops, it's not a custom item. It is.
I believe this is the mirror of life trapping.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
Hate
yeah, it
that.
has an AC, it has hit points. If it is hanging on a vertical surface and you're within 5 feet of it, you can use an action to speak its command word and activate it. Remains activated until you use an action to speak the command word again. Any creature other than you that sees its reflection in the activated mirror while within 30 feet of it must succeed on DC 15 Charisma saving throw or be trapped, along with anything it is wearing and carrying. And one of the mirror's 12 extra dimensional cells. The saving throw is made with advantage if the creature knows the mirror's nature, and constructs succeed on saving throw automatically. An extra dimensional cell is an infinite expanse, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, basically you can trap somebody in it, or you can, like, smuggle people in it, which is done last time.
Cool.
Yeah. I forgot what the DC, what the saving throw was. Balls. If I dump my books, I would like to think I've been kind of storing them in the workshop at some point as I organize them, but I would be able to put that in my bag of holding, right?
Your books or the mirror?
The mirror.
The mirror should fit.
I mean, it's only 4 feet and it's 50 pounds, so.
Yeah, as long as you're not going over your weight. I have not been keeping track of everything that's in your
No,
your bag.
I would not at that point. Bag of holding. In which case, I will do the 3rd level spell slot. That's still inventory. And that's aside from reorganizing her backpacks, apparently. That's all she's doing for now.
And you would watch as all the cracks seal shut, and the mirror is now charged. So you have you now have your magical mirror of life trapping. Okay. Any last minute things anybody else wanted to do? Proximus? Nope. Okay.
I had a if Proximus was available between flights, if he wanted to help me practice get back into using the shield.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah. In those couple of days, I would say that, yeah, you would, especially with your magical shield and Proximus having experience with that, you would have some time to duel on the top deck in the middle of a storm. It's very cinematic. Okay.
I also would want to mention to Proximus, be like, if I don't use this sometimes, please don't be offended. I'm still getting used to it, and I need hands for magic sometimes.
No worries. The nice thing about it is it will help you no matter what, as long as you have it on your person.
And then you kick my ass.
I go very slowly with my glaive. Yes, we go through and I will teach you some of the forms that I have used in the past, all of the different forms that I learned from Corvus throughout the years. And it's not so much of sparring, but it's more of mimicking. So I show you form 1 is like this, and then I give you some pointers. No, hips down. Yep. This is harder for you because you have multiple hips.
You're helping me get my muscle memory back.
Right.
So with the 2 days ending, which it's kind of hard to tell, I think only Proximus and Fia have been the only two to see the actual sky in weeks at this point, traveling through the storm. It's hard to tell when it even is daytime because the sun can barely break through the very dense cloud cover that you're in. And it is at the end of those 2 days, again, you're not exactly sure what time it is. It is probably evening, as the clouds have grown a little bit darker, that Connery gives out a yell to all of you, and he is holding a spyglass. And he, to whoever is closest, I think we found what you're looking for. And he'll offer the spyglass to whomever. Should you look through it, in the far distance is some sort of structure. It's raining, it's storming, there's little light, but there is something above the waves. It's not like an island, I'm going to say. It's not
It would be shoals if it was an island at all, but it is raised. There is some sort of structure, mountain, something that is elevated high enough above the ocean, and this is several hundred feet away at this point, with the storm still raging.
I think I would probably be next to him as we're coming in, and I motion to all of the crew, the deck crew, to go dock at this point. All lights out.
And all lights are snuffed. What's the plan, lad? Do you want to take her in closer and risk it? Or are you all taking a bit of a dive?
I believe let's bring it in a little closer so that we can strike directly from the ship.
Hey then. And he calls to reef half sail. Move it a little bit slower. It's not at full pace at this point. But your sails of Everwind or whatever they're called that always have, that are always full of wind to propel it forever closer. As you're moving closer, you can see more and more through the spyglass. There seems to be a tower, which is that structure, but it is otherwise isolated in this very empty expanse.
I'll go below deck and get Winnie, meet Fiak and Acacia on the... Oh, hold on. I got the foremast area.
Nice.
At the... Yeah. He's learning. It's fine.
First mate business. Yeah.
Above the main deck so that we can see as we come in, nice and slow.
You would also notice that that tower is a focal point for lightning strikes, as several lightning strikes seem to be hitting it. It's not one after another. It's not like the lightning is pelting it, but when you do see lightning, it is hitting that tower, that structure, more often than anywhere else. Which makes sense. It is the highest point for a while in the ocean. It's higher than your ship, from what you can tell.
Is everyone ready?
Are we just flying up? Or what are we doing?
I think I will swim in also, if that works with you and Winnie. I don't know how you feel about that, Acacia.
I have since taken the cloak of the manta ray, and I think I can survive a little bit of a dip. And I'll pat the cloak of the manta ray, which I'm actually using as a saddle blanket.
I love that.
Yes.
That is a perfect use of that.
That
yes.
is so good.
Yes.
I love that.
If so we're just scouting, right? Like we're not going in all omany and stuff at the moment, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Not yet. Let's
Not
see
yet.
let's see where they're at, and let's see what let's find it first. Then we can have a plan from there.
Two things. One, Fia, I think maybe it's better if you hang on to this for now. Just in case. I'm just gonna hand you the potion of growth.
Oh, great.
Which is it lasts 1d4 hours instead of a minute. And it just will make you big or small. I guess you just think at it and it does whichever.
Fantastic.
And then does anyone want a little bit of invisibility? Does anyone want to be like super sneaky?
Acacia?
I'm pretty sneaky as it is. I was gonna say Proximus.
I should probably take it to help me, huh? Yeah.
I am also pretty sneaky.
Oh, I think I am the only one that is not very sneaky.
I'm not very sneaky. I'm very I'm not sneaky. So maybe you and me, Proximus.
Okay.
And
I will
she'll
take
clap your
one.
shoulder, and just
Let me link us, mentally link us.
that'd be super great.
That's going to be another 8 hours. I rolled another 8.
Nice.
Ooh,
Hell yeah.
heck yeah.
And Proximus, you are invisible until you cast a spell, for an hour.
Ooh, okay.
After you drink the potion, I'm assuming.
After
so you
I
don't have
drink
to, you don't have to drink it
Oh,
as
okay.
this moment.
Okay.
I will say it is hard to drink things underwater, so I will note that.
Right.
Oh no, that
so-
that was just straight up regular invisibility. Although
Oh, you're casting a
actually,
spell. I understand.
Oh.
Okay, so yes, Proximus, you are invisible for an hour.
Oh, gotcha.
Although I'm gonna ask, because we're going places and doing things, does anyone want an elixir?
I will take one.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
What kind of elixir?
That is a very good question. It is. I need to get my sheet. One moment, please.
I think it just depends on what it does. That's all.
I know, but I gotta roll on it, and I gotta. Yeah.
I mean, I won't say no to more
Goodies.
things that'll help us.
Buffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will. You all start that out, and I will pass these out in just a second.
I should probably manage my spells.
Probably.
Managing my
And
spells.
Winnie, are you also going to be using your tonic of havoc or chaos?
It's a good question.
Chaos tonic. Chaos tonic. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yes, but after I passed out these other ones.
Noted. I just want to make sure I'm prepared.
Yeah.
What level is... I'm trying to figure out what level this spell is. For
What spell?
Oh, it's 2nd level. I don't know it yet. Never mind.
Okay.
Skywrite.
Skywrite.
Skywrite is a druid spell, but it's 2nd level.
Oh.
If you need something skywritten, Winnie gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah, Winnie can skywrite.
Oh, then maybe later.
It's a spell
dang,
pulled from the Wizard of Oz and has it's no combat use. People don't respect skywrite the way that they should.
I'm going to unprepare that. I'm going to prepare this. I'm going to unprepare that. I'm going to prepare that.
In this time, Proximus, before Proximus is invisible, he will go up to Fiak and hold her hand, grab her hand, and just say, "You will follow us from the sky, but be careful. If anything happens, peel off." And he gives her a wink.
Do you want me to join you in the sky?
Whatever you're most comfortable with. And she would have winked back at Proximus. But you needn't worry about me. I'm pretty capable of taking care of myself. You take care of yourselves too. But if you would like to join me, Acacia, I won't say no to the company, but again, whatever you're most comfortable with. It is tricky flying in this weather.
Winnie, are you going to go under?
I think it's probably, well, if I'm invisible, I could just go with everyone in the sky, actually. Yeah, if everyone else is flying, as long as someone will hold my hand, I'll go. Okay. What I got is, I got a couple things. First come, first serve. If you want to walk faster, I got a potion for that. If you want a little extra armor, I got that. It's a +1 bonus to AC. I lied. I got 2 of those. And if you want to get a little extra bonus to your attack rolls, or saving throws, if you wanted to be technical about it, I got one of those.
I'll take the AC one. I'll take the armor one.
I'll
Okay,
take the armor one also.
Okay, I had 2 of those, so perfect. It is.
Is it just walking speed?
That's what it says.
You know,
Oh, wow.
actually, I might take that one because I don't walk particularly quickly.
Okay.
That might be
And I
useful
think
for me.
we could put it into flying speed as well. If it is making your feet move faster, it can make your wings move faster.
I don't see why not, but I didn't want to just arbitrarily change it.
I appreciate that. Is because D&D doesn't like flying characters.
It really
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
BS.
The resilience
it always
one,
forgets.
the +1 bonus to AC is a 10-minute potion. The swiftness, the flying walking speed is 10 feet extra for 1 hour.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now see, now you like them.
I would have taken it, but I
mean-
feel like I would be the one fighting, so
Oh.
I kind of need the AC.
No, it's really good for me because if I end up grounded for some reason, then it would be helpful to be able to move
Right.
quicker than I can right now.
I don't need the extra speed.
And I'm sorry,
That's fair.
I
You got
can't
extra
count.
legs.
If someone wants a little potion that will, the alter self spell, it's basically that, but it is a little peppermint drink that I have.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I forget what Alter Self does.
Changes
I
your
also did,
appearance.
so I was really hoping that that would be enough.
Someone else would look it up.
It's like disguise self, but an actual physical change.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So
Good.
you get to pick what you look like, and it lasts for 10 minutes.
Just a reminder, though, if you do shapeshift into something that does not have gills, you don't have gills.
Correct. It is just an aesthetic change.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
no, alter self actually gives you gills.
But if
You
you
assume a
change
different
into
form.
something, if you go from something that does have gills to not have gills, though.
Yes, yeah. So you can get an aquatic adaptation. You can adapt your body. You can get gills, grow webbing between your fingers, breathe underwater,
Which
gain
is
a
why it's
swimming
not
speed,
disguise self.
equal to your walking speed.
Oh.
You
Got
can
you.
change your
Nice.
appearance, so you can change your height, weight, facial features, sound of your voice, hair length, coloration,
Gotcha.
distinguishing characteristics, if any. You can make yourself a member of another race. None of your stats change. You also can't appear of a creature a different size than you,
That's right.
and your
I
basic
knew there was
shape
some
stays
major.
the same. So if you're bipedal, you can't become a centaur, and vice versa.
Right.
And then you can also get natural weapons. So there's 3 options. So you can aquatic, change appearance, or you can grow claws, fangs, spines, horns, and become a little.
If no one else is opposed, I certainly wouldn't mind snagging that one as well in case I end up underwater.
That makes
it.
sense. We all have
Please.
ways to swim. Yes.
I do not.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't mean
right.
to be hogging all of Winnie's lovely elixirs.
No.
I would like
Oh,
it if you
okay.
did not die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. And also,
I also would not like you to die, please.
when you drink them, you get balls. I just did the math. I wrote it down. Unless you have better temporary hit points, I don't remember how that works. You get 7 temporary hit points, which is not a whole lot, but it's something.
I'm sorry, which is with any? Is that with all of them? Any of them? Which ones is that?
Any of them.
Okay.
So if you take one, you get 7 temporary hit points. I don't think it says anything about wearing off, to be honest. You just get 7. Oh, I need to fix this.
Is that included in the potion of growth that you handed me as well, or is that different?
Yes, that's also included. So
Oh, great.
if you take one or the other, if you take both, they don't stack.
Okay.
But I assume if you take one, use up your temporary hit points, and then take the other, you get them back.
Fair enough.
Would be my guess.
Great.
Love that I can tell that Michael pays attention to chat.
And
Michael just laughs.
I
at my
also
jokes.
need
know,
to
right?
mute more.
I'm just over here like, yes, give me all of the goodies. Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
am very excited.
Let me know when
Fia
you do
needs all the
drink your
tab.
things.
Yes, of course.
So, Fia, are you down in all of them?
No.
Okay.
No,
As
I
needed.
feel like they're going to be an as needed thing.
Fair
Right.
enough.
And Winnie would,
last-
like, she's done a lot of testing, so she'd tell you the, like, time frames. And I rolled a 97 on mine, which I'm pretty sure is bad, but we'll see.
What is that?
79 for your tonic of.
No. That
no?
was a 97.
Fia,
97.
Winnie has this potion of chaos
which she didn't make, which is the important distinction.
You rolled a 97.
Yes.
Yes. Roll
on
again,
D-
please.
Balls.
She drinks it every
Um,
time before we leave ship and go on land of sorts.
Actually, well, 51. Nope, sorry, 57. Wow, I can't read these dice. It's on my phone and I still can't read them. 57.
It's a very
57.
weird potion.
It's like a wild magic table, but
Right.
Not.
Yeah.
She's
Whitney?
had eyes on her palms and antlers.
The first roll that you made the effect permanent. The second roll that you made gave you the abilities of a certain spell. Winnie, you and Peter Parker have a lot in common now, as you permanently have spider climb.
Okay, that could have ended so much worse.
Could have ended very badly.
so good.
It could have ended very badly.
Very, very badly.
It's weird. I feel a little sticky.
Did
Gross.
you say permanent?
Permanent. So, Winnie, like Toby Maguire, gets out of bed. It suddenly has a six-pack, looks at her fingers, and there's all these little bristles on them.
I don't know if I'm ever
Honestly,
gonna
I
drink
don't
this
know
again.
why you're all worried about this thing. That's a great. I mean, not Winnie. You're looking fantastic. Truly. So, like,
Really fit. Yes.
The soggy spider.
It does have its downsides, as Winnie and Scarlet did change bodies at some point.
It was not good. She's got a scary patron. That
Yeah,
we're
there's
not going to
certain
talk
things
more
that I
about.
wouldn't make permanent, but this one at least was fun permanent. The wet web.
The wet.
Or at
Okay.
least have to do some sort of major side quest to fix. But yeah, no, I'm good with this one.
We have less than half an hour left. So,
All right, let's keep
how
going.
are you all proceeding?
Winnie takes a quick moment to spider climb up the mast to say goodbye to Demona
She
and
freaks
test
out.
out. Yeah,
that is the
that's
coolest thing
fair.
ever.
Okay, we'll be back.
So you said this is a giant floating stone structure, basically, over the.
From what you can see above the water, there is a structure you can't necessarily tell from the. You're still hundreds of feet away from, like, Connery got you closer, but you're not up at it.
Okay.
I would say, but yeah, no, still several hundred feet away, and it does appear to be like a tower, but yeah, it has a rough exterior. If you look through a spyglass, it is not like smooth stone.
I'll probably join the flyers then.
Okay.
I think it's just me. I thought Proximus was swimming.
I think
Yeah,
Winnie's flying as well.
I was going. If you all are flying, then I will go flying also.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
hear a voice.
Who is?
ominously.
Raise your hand if you're flying.
Always.
Everybody's flying. Okay.
Okay, great, perfect.
If I can
As
still
you all-
hold Fia's hand. 'Cause I
Okay.
don't
Oh
play
yes, I'm holding Winnie's hand.
I'll
Okay, dragging Winnie
change
along.
into
Yeah.
some kind of bird that's really good at, that's better at flying in wet weather.
Seagull, albatross, pelican, some sort of seabird.
Albatross. Let's do an
Seahawk.
albatross
All right.
or seahawk. How about an osprey?
Osprey.
Ooh.
Very
I'm gonna
good.
do an osprey.
Bird of prey. Go ahead and just use hawk stats. Those are, or actually eagle. Eagle is, ospreys are larger than hawks. So yeah, you can use eagle stats.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay. Those of you taking to the sky, if you would like to, please roll for perception to see what you see from your bird's eye view.
Oh, I have advantage. As an eagle.
Oh, sorry. Say that
Osprey.
one more time. What we're rolling.
Advantage.
perception,
on,
please.
perception checks.
Great, perfect. Okay.
19.
Also 19.
Hold on. I can do the math. 29.
And if any of you are moving stealthily, I will need to know that as well.
I will be moving stealthily.
Yeah.
Don't.
I'll be moving still.
I don't think I can add my for physical stuff. I don't think I can add my stuff, my proficiency.
Yeah, I think when you wild shape, you use the physical stats of the animal,
Yeah.
but not necessarily the mental stats.
But I look like just like a bird, so it's fine.
Ooh. That was really good.
Does invisibility, is that a
It's a
Advantage
21
or
for me
just-
on stealth.
Invisibility is at least nobody can see you, so you don't have to roll for that. But the stealth has to do with
Being
how
quiet.
loud you're being.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's other things to stealth. No one would see you, but if you roll poorly on stealth, then maybe you're clanking around and
Yeah.
they think they have a ghost.
8.
I have a 23.
30.
Okay. 8, 22, 30, and what was the Proximus?
21.
Yeah. All right, and that is an 81 with an average of 20.25. So pretty good. For those of you that rolled, I think all of you rolled exceptionally high on perception. For those of you with the 19, was there anything below a 19? No? Okay. Those of you with the 19s, I'm going to move the map over to give you an idea of what you see. So what you're going to see is a fortress beneath the waves. As the lightning crashes, you all would see this sprawling, sunken fortress. You can see that there are beings moving beneath the waves, rather large beings from what you can tell, probably giants. There's not a lot of glint coming off of them because they are beneath the water, and there's not a lot of light. But you do, I would say, Acacia rolled or was it Fia who rolled ridiculously high?
I rolled a 29.
Yeah, I only got a
29.
19.
Yeah. Minus
Okay.
23.
Fia, you would
Yeah.
note that these are humanoid figures. They
Sure.
are armed. And so all of that is beneath the waves. It's almost like beneath the water, there is an island in and of itself. There is a large crevasse which extends around this island-like structure, all this complete abysmal blackness that it would act almost like a moat in a way that you all are traveling above. You also can see as you are getting closer that the tower is above water, that there actually seems to be a stairway which leads out of the water of this fortress and up to this tower. The tower is very rough in texture. If any of you all rolled well, so if any of you would like to roll for nature to determine what it's made of, you absolutely can. But again, lightning is striking it with some frequency. And there is several openings to it, almost like window bays, but no glass within. It is just open, letting the storm roil around it. There's no roof to it either, so it has this very jagged, like a jagged crown extending around. It's a circular type structure.
17 nature.
Same.
Okay.
So 17.
17 is good enough. This, I'm gonna say Acacia and Winnie actually are the two perfect ones to figure out what this is.
Yeah.
Acacia, you might have found this when you were younger walking along the beach. This is fulgurite. This is what happens when lightning strikes sand. And it is a fortress made of that.
It's so cool.
I love that. I love that stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah. And it has basically been it looks intentionally formed, that lightning has been directed to create this structure. So you all are traveling above the fortress right now. I'm going to make some rolls to see if anybody notices you. Are you doing anything while you are traveling? Or where are you heading, I should ask? Are you heading directly to the tower? Or would you like to head anywhere else now that you've gotten the lay of the land?
Do you want to check out above water first? Since Fia can't breathe underwater yet?
So based on what I've seen, it looks like that if we're going to even just talk to the giants, we're gonna have to go underwater. Is that am I understanding that correctly?
You haven't seen if there's anybody inside the tower. The only giants you have seen so far are underwater, but the tower itself is, I say tower because it's a tower to all of you. From what you can tell, it is a single story structure.
Okay.
But you haven't gotten close enough to determine if there's anybody in that.
We're up above the water. Maybe just check this out first and then head our way down.
It
Yeah,
makes
let's
sense to me.
let's check the tower and then see from there. where we can go.
I'm so nervous. Yes. That sounds great.
I forgot a very important step of this process that Winnie is invisible. She's hugging little Jeffrey in the one arm while holding hands with Pia in her other hand. Just to be clear that little Jeffrey and the mirror and everything is with.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay. So you're all heading to the tower first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Just want to double check one thing. Okay. Okay. 120 feet.
I love it when GMs say stuff like that in that tone of voice.
I was just thinking that.
Great. It's fine. Plans? What plans? I don't know
Thea,
anything about them. We don't
as you are flying towards the tower, you are going to hear a voice in your head. Hello, little bird. Why are you flying so high?
Oh shit.
What is your purpose here, little bird?
And see me?
To whom am I speaking?
I am the one who calls to the storms.
Then you are exactly the one we're looking for.
Then come down and treat with me, little bird, before I have the storms call upon you.
We do come in peace.
Good. It's better than coming in pieces.
In this particular case, I agree.
Via, with your perception roll, you can look down. There is a giantess who is like head all the way back, gazing up at you with these like glowing eyes. Even as you look down, there's like this electricity behind her eyes. She is one of them that is in the courtyard of this fortress. If you were looking on the map, she is the one with the lightning bolts. So she is
sure,
right
of course
there.
she is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Right.
So you all can absolutely proceed towards the tower should you want to, especially those she has not noticed, such as those of you that might be invisible or look like birds. But she at least has noticed Fia.
I would like to communicate with the rest of the group. So I've been spotted, strangely enough, by the Stormcaller herself.
Great.
Already. So she knows we're here.
We are
you.
Me, specifically. She knows that I'm here, so if you would like to stay, you'd like to keep it that way.
Proximus is like, what is the... there's so many voices that say the same thing at the same time.
Winnie, you hear a
Echo?
voice in your head as well. Why don't you join your friend as well, little
Ah,
one?
shit.
I don't like this at all.
No, absolutely not.
Well, it's either we go down and talk to her now, or we try and do our first and try and, convince her to treat with us, or we end up fighting the whole lot of them. I feel. As far as I see, there's two options. So I suggest we try talking to the lady.
All of us, or just you two?
Well, me for sure. She hasn't, and whoever, I don't think she's noticed you.
No, she's
Keisha.
talking to me. I just
Winnie, you're invisible. Damn.
I know. I don't know, but I don't know what to say.
I
just got
apologize.
really,
I didn't realize Winnie was. I thought Proximus was invisible. Is Winnie
no,
also invisible?
Proximus and I are both invisible.
Okay, so
Well,
I
it's just me.
apologize. Winnie did not get called on.
Okay.
Just
okay.
Fia was. Fia was the only one that was visible, and with the group perception check, I mean, she rolled a 28. Was
Oh,
her
yeah.
perception.
Dang!
Yeah.
Damn girl.
Yeah,
Love
she rolled
her.
an 18. She has a plus 10 to perception.
I love her.
She's a
for
I
babe.
know. I kind of dig that. It's like, you caught me.
What is
square.
wrong with us?
I know, right?
And Fia is the only one who technically rolled above that perception, but I get it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Babe, you looking mighty perceptive tonight.
But that's
And
fine.
you will, I will say you all share a telepathic link as well, so I think you all would hear it.
Okay.
So I also leave it to Acacia if you think Little Bird would refer to you. Fia was the one to respond, so
I feel like it's more like an echo or like down a one of those cup telephones. Not
absolutely.
Yeah, we're on a party line.
Yeah, you're tin canning it
because we've decided like I'm like the switchboard between everyone.
Well,
right.
I'll go down myself
I don't think
if you want to stay in close range.
If she wanted us dead, she would have killed us or killed Fia already. So
they don't call him a stormcaller for nothing.
Again, I don't think that she could go alone. Then
go with her.
Okay.
Right.
Are you gonna check out the
Winnie, you and I keep going?
Can I hold your hand? Right. Also, like, I'm on a clock here, so
then maybe you should go with Fia and I'll keep going.
Maybe I'll go with Fia.
And then
can I hold your bird hand?
No.
Yeah, right. That's not how that works.
You cannot hold my claw.
I
so
think
Acacia and I will go to the tower.
All right.
I think as I descend, I will take that potion of growth.
Okay.
So you know, I feel like I'm high. We were high up enough that like it's a little hard to tell just how big of a bird I am. And as you get closer, as Fiak gets closer, she just gets much larger.
Okay.
So I roll a d4 to see how many hours I have that up for. Did I read that right? Fantastic.
And I just realized that my flight isn't great, but my falling is probably a lot better. So I will let go of you at some point the closer we get to the bottom.
4 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a big bird for 4 hours. I love her.
And also, like, your strength, it's the enlarge reduce spell, so like some of your stuff is doubled. Yeah, okay.
I will double check that at some point, what that actually looks like.
So Fia and Winnie and Jeffrey heading towards the water. Fia, you are one size category larger. You are a large bird girl. Anything else that I'm forgetting with that? You're also are you taking the alter self potion?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
We're not. They're not. Are they underwater yet? No, these folks are not underwater, or are they?
They are underwater. They're
underwater.
In this. So I moved your tokens to on the map there. So there is this courtyard where there are 3 storm giant soldiers. They're at least armed, and then this storm caller who was the one that was looking up to you.
In comparison?
Then
yes.
I would do the alter self so I can breathe underwater.
Okay. So your wings take on like a sheen, an oil-like sheen. Your talons grow just like a little bit. It's almost like a duck. You know, you get a little bit of webbing in between them, but black and cool and goth and
there we go.
Hot. Yeah,
like a goth duck.
I saw your face. Yeah, like a goth duck. And you can take to water as naturally as any of your aquatic companions. Okay. So as you all dive into the water, Winnie, you're still invisible? Okay. The storm caller is massive. She is right around probably 55 feet tall from a rough estimate. She is bedecked in a mixture of very like patinaed armor that likely was bronze but has thoroughly become green with its constant exposure to seawater. But there's probably a magical quality to it as well because it's very intact. It's not worn through with rust or decay. She is wearing a very long cloak which is drifting softly in the waves. It is very calm after you have broken through the stormy waves. It's calm the couple 100 feet beneath where you're now floating, I presume. She has a circlet which has pulled her hair back into a veil that she is kind of wearing, this hood that kind of drapes over her shoulders. And she has this very sharp featured face, these very long cheekbones, and again these eyes that seem to glow with electricity. It's very long, well taken care of hands that are or covered in jewels, and she wears giant pearls and all these little bits of like simplicity mixed with absolute majesty. And she looks to the storm giants that she was addressing and says, "That will be all. Thank you." She says this in giant. Sophia, you would pick that up.
Yep.
And she waves them off. They all nod. You would see that they are, again, dressed in armor of a similar color to the little bits that she wears here and there, but they are fully, like, heavy armor wearing giants with these very, like, Myrmidon-esque, Spartan-esque helmets with these large crests. They have these absolutely beautiful long swords that each of them carry, and none of them keep them sheathed. They all keep them right in front of them when they stop moving, and they carry them over their shoulder when they walk. Greaves, arm guards, breastplate, kind of this mixture of if ancient Greek armor had fully adapted into the medieval age, this is what we're looking at, where it's that extra step. And many of them have these white beards, this blue skin. Even their eyes seem to glow just a little bit, not as much as hers. And they depart after nodding to her, going to their respective stations. And you can see as you were swimming down that on the parapets of this fortress, there are storm giants, at least one storm giant on almost every parapet, if not two. There's not many of them. This is not a fully staffed castle. You would expect hundreds of people to be in a castle where this, human sized. And it definitely doesn't seem to be that, but it is definitely more storm giants than Fia and Winnie would reasonably be able to take on by themselves. And she turns to look at you, Fia, and still in giant. "Welcome, little one. What is it that you are doing in our kingdom?"
I will respond also in giant. "Oh, great caller of storms. I am Fia of the Rowan of the Harbingers. I am told you are a lady of great prophecy."
"I am that."
We have that in common.
"Is that so?"
Are you familiar with the Harbingers?
"I am unaware of many of the goings-on of surfacers. I'm sorry."
It's all right. I serve a goddess who is a goddess of the realm of fate and prophecy.
What foretellings do you bring me?
It is my understanding that among your people you have an object of great danger? Disaster? Sorry, the word's in giant. I'm trying to find the correct one.
Can I
Power.
slip on my helm of comprehend languages as
Yeah,
they're talking?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll keep the running thing in the mind link too, to sort of trying to do that multi-translating thing.
Sure. "This is the kingdom of Throman, dear. We are beings of mass danger and destruction. We carry with us many objects of that which you speak. Which one in particular are you so worried about?"
My goddess is most concerned with one, and I will sort of reach out through the mind, what is this? Give me a description that I can give to the giant. Because
I would explain to her. I would explain to Fia a ring that matched what we saw in Rollins, like when he brought us back.
Mm-hmm. So it is a large golden ring that they would be able to fit around their finger, that is etched with a language that not even they would know. Well, most likely they wouldn't know what language it was. Winnie, I also need another stealth check from you since you put the helmet on.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Can Winnie just take a quick look also while I'm switching back to skills? Is the hot giant lady, I'm sorry, Stormcaller, wearing a ring that matches this description? I really wanted to roll sleight of hand.
She is not.
13?
She is 13 stealth?
Yeah.
Okay. Winnie, you would feel a tightness wrapping around you, as if the grip of a hand you cannot see. And Fia, you would hear her say in Giant, "Why is it that you come to me with falsehoods?"
To what are you referring? Sweetly smiling like I have no idea what she's talking about.
That's not necessarily a lie. That's just a question. So, you have come to me honestly, as far as I can tell, as you are, a bit large for a harpy. But that's none of my business, and yet you travel with a companion that you think I couldn't see.
Ah.
It's a silly thing to be invisible underwater when the waves move around you, and when you feel a tenseness, and I need a strength save from you.
Yeah, as she's rolling that, assuming she can still talk, save. Thank goodness. The 6. She's gonna pop out of invisibility and is just hugging little Jeffrey. Hi, I'm Winnie. I'm sorry. I just it's my fault. Don't blame the pretty bird lady. I was just
Does comprehend languages allow you to speak in the language?
I don't think so.
That's a really good point. I kind of don't think it does. But that's not going to stop me. I mean, what am I going to do? Not say anything? I'm going to feel like a dope if I didn't add my stuff. She's going to just keep this up in common, if not in giant.
It just says understanding.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking to... Sorry, go ahead. Never mind.
Winnie, if you were to drop invisibility, you would feel the grip release on you before it does any damage. I won't need that save. We can call that reaction. And her eyes dart to the much smaller than Fia, you and Jeffrey.
I'm just a little guy. And I don't actually have any weapons out. Because I got rid of my trident. I don't have my trident, equipped. So it's just me hugging little Jeffrey.
You'll have...
Deception will do you no favors among the storm giants.
I didn't lie. I was just... I'm Winnie. That's me.
Caller Storms, I have to apologize for my companions. You have to admit you are a very intimidating group of people, and she obviously, being so much smaller than you, had reason to be fearful.
Lied. I'm sorry, my name's Winora. I just go by Winnie a lot, and I just... I'm gonna start over. Hi. She's gonna stick out her hand, and get little Jeffrey to mimic sticking out a hand.
Just if you're hugging her, here's my hand.
I know. I'm Winora Evangeliel of Falemaral.
That will be enough, thank you.
Okay.
You come here for an item. Let's talk about that item.
All right.
And with that, we are going to cut to Proximus and Acacia, because I do want to address what you both see before we wrap up today.
Let's go.
You all are able to make it to this structure, this tower, this fortress of Fulgrimite. There is a large entrance which leads up the stairs, very clearly the main entrance. There are also, like I said, these kind of arched windows, which are just as tall as a storm giant might be, and again, no glass in them. Are you going directly through the front entrance? Where would you like to go? You can even go in through the top if you wanted.
I was thinking we should go into the top.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
So we just keep going higher and higher, even though I can't see you.
I'm going to move the map over to what you two would see then.
Oh.
So as you go in through the top of this jagged, again, it's this sand struck by lightning. It is like clumps of sand all solidified together. It's not necessarily like glass, but it's almost like obsidian in a way, without as many sharp edges. And the structure itself seems to be so ionized with lightning constantly striking it that there are pillars holding up certain aspects of the wall, which kind of arches over. Again, it's open on top, but there are aspects which do arch over. And from the pillars themselves, there's electricity darting back and forth. There's electricity darting in between the window panes as well. And as you look downwards, you would see that there is a rather large opening that is filled with water that you can see rather large fish inside of, all kind of swimming in a circle, this singular school in this pool. You're not exactly sure how far deep it goes, whether it does connect to the open ocean, whether this is isolated. And sitting on the throne, I will need a perception check from both of you just to see everything you pick up on this gentleman.
Okay.
But you can do insight as well if you wanted to.
No, I'm gonna do perception. So I get advantage on that.
Yeah.
I got a 1 and a 2
Damn.
for 15.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Mine is a 23.
There is a storm giant sitting on a solitary throne. He is beyond aged, with a beard that reaches almost to the floor of his hunched form. He has muscles that are sinewy and clinging to his skeletal form. He wears a robe, he wears armor that is far too big for him, these sunken cheekbones, and a crown that is made of different mastheads, different figureheads from several ships that are all combined onto this metal ring with all these different various figures surrounding that ring.
That's metal.
It is.
That's metal as fuck.
He is leaning on this ancient sword that is near weathered as he is. And the hand that drapes over at Proximus, you would see on his right ring finger, he wears a golden, from what you can tell, it appears golden ring, which gives off just a little bit of light with elder symbols on it. A stealth check from both of you. Actually, yeah, stealth check from both of you as you're hovering above.
Do you mention if you see it, Proximus?
Yeah, I'll mention it in the mind link. Acacia, I see it.
Where?
On his hand. In the corner.
Okay.
There is a giant sitting upon a throne. And I rolled a 10 stealth.
I rolled an 11. Did you roll with advantage? I think invisibility gives you advantage.
Oh,
But this is if he can hear, so he can't see Proximus.
That was a 2, so that is even lower.
I got an 11.
Yep.
Without looking up. Also, the thing I love about Storm Giant, like the art for Storm Giants, literally has an eagle like right next to their head just to show how the size difference.
Nice.
without looking up, with this long hair draping down. He's not wearing a helmet. Again, he's wearing the crown, which is almost too big for him, as if he's lost so much of his form. In this booming voice, he just calls out to the area around him. Have you come for a final visit, then? And that is where we are going to end today.
What does that mean? That's a great question.
Yes.
I feel bad for this dude. I want to give him a hug.
Right?
You could.
And a sandwich.
Within a large spell. Yeah. Hug and a sandwich. Just, you'll be fine, bud.
He'll be fine.
Okay.
Here's a grilled cheese.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm going to have these lovely folks say where you can find more of them, where you can support them, which I highly encourage you to. One last time, though, if you do want to support them through tips for this game specifically, to tip our cast and crew, you can do so through our pally.gg, which evenly distributes everything you're able to give, and also can impact our game. You can make things even more difficult next time. You can donate throughout the week. It always gets fast forwarded to whatever the next episode is. So bear that in mind. And yeah, if you do give us a black spot and make things more difficult, I'll sing a sea shanty. It's only fair. It's contractually obligated. All that said, thank you again for joining us. For me personally, for speaking for Sword and Key, it means the world that you sit and you enjoy this show. That's why we do it. So thank you. Yeah, I'll do all of the Sword and Key plugs, including our promo codes and all that at the end. But let's go ahead and go around. Mare, where can people find more of your lovely self?
Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Tumblr at Archmage of Dice. I am currently only here most times right now, here on Saturday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern, playing your lovely Soul Knife Star Druid and rogue stuff, Acacia. And this coming Wednesday for the last evening, you can find me running the game of Magical Kitties and the Creepy Caper Mysteries, a 4-part mini-series raising money for JDRF International as part of Team Side Quest's August fundraiser. So that's our finale. Please come help us raise money. It's gonna be a spooky time. And last but not least, on Saturday, September 2nd at 11 a.m. Eastern over on at Valdrian's Twitch channel, I will be running another game of Magical Kitties called Magical Kitties and the Cat Toy of Joy to raise money for Extra Life this year. Also, I'm going to Big Bad Con, and you should sign up for some of my games that open on the 26th. I'm running a game of Invisible Sun. I'm also going to be running a game of For the Queen, and I will also be participating in a panel about asexuality in gaming with a bunch of other amazing ace creators.
That's absolutely awesome. I love For the Queen. Yeah, please check Mare out in all those wonderful places. Please go support Mare should you be going to Big Bad Con. Say hi. Always ask before, physical contact.
You can have a hug.
And the like. Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, be nice to people in person, because that's how we build this community. Fantastic. Thank you, Mare. Eva.
Hi, hello. I'm Eva Serrate. You can find me in most places as the Eva Serrate or just Eva Serrate. All socials are kind of getting spread out at this point, so once I remember which one my beacons is, I will just plug that instead.
Eva Serrate.
Thank you. Beacons.ai/Eva Serrate, ? It is also out of date. Cool. You can find me here every Saturday playing Weenie. But you can also find me over on Valdrian's channel on September 1st, which is Friday at 8 a.m. with some amazing, incredible people who I'm honored to also share a table with. Some of whom might be here today. We will be doing a Carly Rae Jepsen one-shot of Lasers and Feelings called Boy Problems, which I'm very excited for. And other than that, just kind of gearing up for more stuff for this channel. And probably something I've forgotten. But, I'm also in Brindlewood Bay every other Sunday. We're off this Sunday, but next week we are back on. That's not true. We are off because of High Holy Days. So we will be back soon. Anyway, that's it for me.
So not playing the 27th.
I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure no.
Okay. All right. Yes, I also wanted to say, I should have said this a second ago, special thank you to Mayor for running tech for this game. We don't always rely on them for that, but they are always a reliable individual when it comes to that. So it is very, very much appreciated to have those kinds of people in your life. And yes, I will also promote one last thing that Eva always forgets. Eva has a throne, which you can find at least on her Twitter, where you can buy nice things. Throne is a great way to like give little gifts to the creators that you appreciate. So throw that out there as well. Next, the Lady Dame, LD.
That's me. Hello everybody. I'm Lady Dame LD. You can find me at the Lady Dame everywhere that's important, specifically Twitter and more importantly Blue Sky, and Twitch. Those are sort of where I'm hanging out most days. I am a late night variety streamer on Twitch. You can find me streaming at night on Sundays and Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific. Currently, I'm in the middle of playing Stray Gods because musical theater and gods and visual novels are my entire jam. And what am I playing on Tuesday nights? Penny Arcade. Or not Penny Arcade, but Penny Larceny Gig Economy Supervillain, which is the latest visual novel from Fiction Factory Games. It's a great time. I also stream Dragon Age on Mondays at noon Pacific for daytime Dragon Age. But that's kind of mostly what I'm doing right now. I will be over on Valdrian's channel for Extra Life in Boy Problems on Friday, September 1st at 8 a.m. So freaking early in the morning, but it's fine. And what else do I have to think about? I think also I've got some other stuff, but I'll let you know when that's coming up. And yeah, that's who I am. That's what I do. Please follow me on those things, I guess.
Please do go follow LD. LD is a fantastic person. LD recently guested on an episode of Monster Crush that is going to be released in the relatively near future when I need a backup episode. Yeah. So you can look forward to that amorphous thing. But yes, please go support LD and all those wonderful spaces. And as always, we're very, very appreciative of her having the time to share with us every Saturday for the month of August for Horizon's Call. Next, well, I guess last, absolutely not least, Mikyl.
I went first at the beginning of the episode. I don't think I've ever gone first, and I don't ever think I've gone last on the outro. So, hey, fam, I'm Mikyl, he, him pronouns. You can find me at Mikyl Sandoval on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. You can see my art. That's what I do. That's my love language. I love all these people on here, as you can tell, because I give them art. And yeah, and then check us out at the Sword and Key Discord channel. I can speak. And that is where I post most of my art. So if you want to see more and Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr are not your jam, come by, check us out. I'm only here, not for a long time, but for a good time.
Mikyl is our exclusive. And yes, you were a Marine. You're used to being first in, last out. That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, as always, a very special thank you to Mikyl for the artwork that he created, not only for our PCs, for our NPCs, for our guest PCs, for just every occasion. Mikyl is the absolute best artist, and you should go support him in any way you can. Last up for me, we're gonna do some channel stuff, and then I want to have a little serious talk about something that I've been meaning to do the past couple of weeks, and I appreciate Mayor for reminding me. So as far as Sword and Key stuff, you can find all of Sword and Key stuff at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. That gets you to our Twitter, our Instagram, our Blue Sky, our an invite to our Discord, all the places. You can also find the pallies for any ongoing games, as well as any donation points, like for Brindlewood Bay. You can find where to donate for that specific campaign, since they are doing donations to a philanthropic endeavor as opposed to Pally and taking what tips they can get from that. So definitely check out beacons.ai/Sword and Key. You can find all of our stuff there, including our discount codes. So we're currently affiliated with Friday Teas. Use code Sword and Tea, all one word, all caps, for 10% off your order there. And with Green Leaf Geek, which makes phenomenal tabletop accessories, dice, dice mats, resin artwork, resin jewelry, lots of really cool stuff. Friday Tees is kind of self-explanatory. They make a lot of really cool tees. Greenleaf Geek, I want to explain that one a little bit. Greenleaf Geek, you can use code Sword and Key, all caps, not one word. They are separated by underscores, so sword, underscore, and underscore key. So check out those. Again, those are all on our beacons as well. Upcoming stuff for the calendar. We have a release of Monster Crush scheduled for tomorrow. Monster Crush is a podcast I do with my friend Heavenly. It is the Sword and Key Network podcast, currently the only one. But we talk about cryptids, creatures, and all different types of spooky things. And this one's about space penguins. So check it out. We like to smooch monsters, and we like talking to people who also like to smooch monsters. We also have on Wednesday the last episode of Magical Kitties Save the Day, GM'd again by Mare. That is 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Definitely check that out and go and support them. That is also for a phenomenal cause, and we really appreciate Mare taking the time to focus on that game every Wednesday. So please go support that. Horizons Call will be back on the 26th, same oceanic time, same oceanic planet, I guess. I don't know. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time. LD, that will be the last episode that the LD will be joining us for. I believe. Maybe. We'll see. Like, I both want that to be true and also I want LD to be here forever. Brindlewood Bay might have a pre-recorded episode for the 27th. They might not. We'll see. Other than that, that's at least gets us through the next couple of weeks. And you can always, again, check out our calendar and stuff by going to the beacons. I have wanted to say this for the past couple of weeks. I don't think that there is necessarily a bad time to say this, but I wanted to be timely more than anything else. I'm actually going to stop the music for this. For those of you who are in the TTRPG community, you might be aware that we lost a member of our community somewhat recently. Sarah of Swords was a friend to a lot of people. They were a great storyteller. They were a person who really took the time to create amazing characters, tell amazing stories. They were always someone who did really great philanthropic efforts, and they themselves were someone who ultimately, I'm not sure if this is the right term. This might not be the appropriate thing. I don't think losing the battle is the right thing to say. But they did pass away recently from cancer, and it is a loss that you can never replace a person. And Sarah was one of those beacons in our community who was always trying to do some good for other people, and that's something you can never really replace. You can just work to do better in their name. And a lot of you might still be feeling that sense of giving from Sarah, as a lot of the TTRPG collection that Sarah had is still being mailed out by her parents, and is going to plenty of people who will put those books to use and continue to tell those really amazing stories. And I hope that when you do, you remember people like Sarah, people in our community who did good, and the people that continue to do good, and that you try to be one of those people as well, because that's all we really can do. So thank you to Sarah for all that she was able to give us, for all the stories that they were able to tell. And just take a moment and try to remember the people in your life that are also there for you, the people that try to do good. They're the ones that really make the difference. So all that said, thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending the time with us. We will see you all next week. Until that time, fair winds and following sails, brave mariners.